breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage, and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Listening to this station on your free iHeartRadio app could put $5,000 in your pocket.
No way, are you kidding me?
Open your app and search this station to be instantly qualified for the cash.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
A barrel in the roadway, construction barrel, 95 northbound, about a mile south of Atlantic Avenue near Delray Beach. This is in the left lane. So just a heads up for that. Otherwise, we're not looking bad on 95 or the Turnpike. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Reese Windows and Doors.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word HAPPY right now to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Hey, it's Rover. Real Radio wants to put $1,000 in your hand. Score $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword GREEN at realradio921.com. That's GREEN. Enter it now at realradio921.com, and good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
What month is it?
Wait, what month is it?
What month is it?
It's May.
What day is it?
May 1st.
This is May Day.
May Day.
May Day.
Think positive, think positive.
I can do that.
All right.
Let's get this show on the road. Showtime.
It's gonna be May.
Well, color me happy. There's a sofa in here for 2.
First time in an elevator.
Penthouse. The Penthouse. Wow, great view. I bet you can see all the way to the ocean from out here.
Penthouse, top floor, got everything I need and a lot more. High ceilings, marble floor, and my penthouse.
Hey, Mr. Greek, can I get your autograph?
Hey, Greek, what's happening, pal?
I'm 6 deep behind a 4. You can't find me.
Oh my God, it's Greek!
You're listening to The Penthouse. Here's The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
It is The Penthouse on a Monday, a good weekend, and a good day if you are a South Florida sports fan. Wow, what a weekend. What a unbelievable time. We'll get into all that. The weather seems to be nice. The sun is out. Thank God. We have a big giveaway at 11:45. It is Sunfest week. What? Formula One week. Woo, there's a lot going on in South Florida, and we'll get into all of that and also you guys with us on the Penthouse on a Monday. Good morning, Jimmy.
Hello, and good morning.
And good morning, Francis.
Hi, and good morning to you. Hello, Jimmy. Hello, G-Man. And hello to you out there. Happy May 1st.
Happy May 1st.
Yes.
Happy May Day.
Yes, happy May Day. We're in a new month.
This is it. First,
Get
what
it.
was January? First 4 months done?
Yeah.
Wow, that was quick. Wow.
1/3 of the year is finito.
There you go.
Can you imagine that?
Just like that. Blink of an eye. And G-Man, you were talking about all these exciting things we have going on. It is Sunfest week, but we do have a major announcement, and you can register to win these tickets. So Aerosmith was kind of teasing some stuff last week. On their website, they had a countdown going on, and the countdown was going to end on May 1st. And then they put up like a little thing that had like a peace, like the the peace sign. And we're like, all right, what does this mean? What are they doing? This is very cryptic. Is it a farewell tour? Well, it looks like that Real Radio, well, we have your opportunity because they have announced that Aerosmith is doing their Peace Out farewell tour. And it is coming here to South Florida. They announced all their dates, but we are getting one at FLA Live Arena. The show is Friday, October 20th. And not only is it Aerosmith, but they're going to have special guests, the Black Crowes, with them, too. Is that your Black Crow?
That's my Black Crow.
Yeah, so it's going to be such an incredible concert. Aerosmith, we talked about bucket list last week. That is a bucket list concert for me. I've never seen them live. Man, what a hell of a show. And it's their farewell show. So if you want to register for these tickets, well, they don't go on sale until Friday, but you can win them before you can even buy them. That's realradio921.com/contest.
I saw Aerosmith years ago. Shocker. Last minute. And they great show at the amphitheater. I mean, going back. I mean, really. And, knew their music, obviously, like everybody, but I wasn't a big fan or whatever. But they played their ass off, and they did a great show.
I love them.
And it was very cool.
Yeah.
So, again, farewell tour. Will it be the last one? We don't know, but that's what they're saying. A lot of times when people hear farewell tours now, they're like, is it? But if you're a fan, you're going to be like, hey, I want to see them. Because you never know.
Yeah, you don't want to take your chance.
No, you definitely don't.
So how'd you guys weather this nutty weather?
Yeah, what a weekend, huh?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
How did you guys, were you okay? Any issues?
No issues. We were pretty good. You know what? I kept getting alerts. For some reason, FP&L thought that I didn't have any power at my house yesterday. Because I kept getting alerts saying, well, your power is going to be restored by such and such a time. And then it finally came back, well, we need more resources, so it won't be until like 2 p.m. We never lost
You're like,
power.
I got power.
I don't know why we ever got that. So that was kind of strange. I never saw that before. But otherwise, yeah, the weather actually turned out to be pretty good in the afternoon on Sunday. And come to find out, it was a good thing because I got an early Father's Day present yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, my wife got together with our daughters, Katie and Trista. And, of course, the grandkids were in on it, too. And Andrew, her husband, and Trista's husband, I should say. And they got me a helicopter ride that went out of Fort Pierce.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it was super awesome. I got to tell you, because I mean, everybody knows I love flying, and that was just absolutely wonderful. I haven't been in a small aircraft like that.
That's cool.
And, where you're low to the ground and everything in a long time. Of course, commercial flights, but you don't get that same feel, right? And being able to see the scenery and everything was really cool. Went out by the bridge where the boats launch in Fort Pierce, and they go out of there and they kind of fly around the area, and you get to see. He went a little bit on the north side of the island. So you saw like where the U.S. Navy Museum is, the Navy SEAL Museum is, and everything, and it just, you kind of forget how close everything is, because when you drive there, it takes like 20 minutes, but when you fly there, it takes 3 seconds. I mean, it's just so amazing how close things really are. But yeah, it was wonderful.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was one of them really tiny helicopters, only a 4-seater. The doors didn't have any doors on it.
Really?
Oh, it was cool.
I would
have
cool
as hell.
No doors.
Oh man, it was windy. It was like
It was windy yesterday.
It was gusting up to 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I asked the pilot, I said, what is your limit? And he said, sustained winds at 30 miles an hour. It was only gusting to 30, so we were okay. And I thought, boy, don't tell that to somebody that's scared of flying.
Yeah.
Don't tell them that.
Oh, my God. I would have been, what?
But
Toss my cookies.
It's different than in a fixed-wing aircraft where it doesn't bounce up and down like the turbulence in an airplane, because there's so little of surface, the propeller, that's it. The
you don't have the wings
rotor,
to kind of like,
right. The lift of the rotor is all that, is the only surface that the wind gets, so it doesn't bounce it up and down. And there was something, again, I was in a helicopter once in my life, one of those 5-minute tours up in Orlando that they do, right? For $20 or whatever. And that's the only time I ever. But this time it was one of those I could sit and I could talk to the pilot, and I get a feel of how it is and everything. And it was neat.
So cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
And,
it was great.
and I'm
It was
glad
great.
yesterday ended up being a gorgeous day for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to know your stories when we get back as well. I'll let you know my stories. I had my mom, my friends, everybody.
What is your story?
Because I don't have one actually. Because I I'm in Palm Beach Gardens, and I had everybody, Megan, and I was like, are you okay? Is everything okay? We had some pretty scary stuff go on. I know.
The tornado.
Yeah, the tornado. Yep. I mean, we had some really scary situations going on. I have a couple stories with that. It ended up being an EF2. The wind's up to 130 miles per hour, this tornado. Wow. So much damage, devastation. The videos are absolutely insane. I even have video of my own that I took. But yeah, if you guys have any stories, like let us know, because I know there was some devastation, and I'll fill you in, including some devastation that happened to, the worst happened to a neighborhood my sister just moved into. Yeah. So very, very scary situation. It seems like everybody is okay. Thank goodness. Just lost a few things, but man, was it nutty on Saturday.
Came out of nowhere.
I mean, cars were just overturned everywhere.
Yeah, it was,
I saw a couple of videos and still shots of myself
crazy.
Too. Oh boy, it was bad.
It is the Penthouse. We got a lot to get into today, and you guys are with us. We'll be back in a few minutes and talk about the Panthers, the Heat, and the Marlins, and the Storms. Everything else will be right at you. Peace.
Rover's Morning Glory. Jeffrey, you spend a lot of money on these expensive K-Cups. Why not just brew an entire pot?
Well, the thing about I've done that before, where I brew an entire pot, and I'll drink it over the course of a day or sometimes 2 days. If it sits too long, it goes bad. Then I gotta dump it out.
Now, I'm not a coffee drinker. How long can you keep coffee?
If I leave it out too long and I forget about it and there's mold in it, I gotta pour that. I gotta pour that
mold.
stuff out.
So when mold grows in your coffee, that's a sign it might be bad. Morning Glory. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on Real Radio 92.1 for the Palm Beaches and 101.7 for the Treasure Coast.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 3.5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
The biggest horse race of the year is here, and there's no better time to get in on the action with FanDuel Racing, because right now all customers can get a no-sweat derby bet up to $20. That means you'll get up to $20 back if your win bet doesn't win. The FanDuel Racing app is super easy to use, safe, and secure, and when you win, you get paid fast. So don't miss out. The Derby is coming up this Saturday. It's the most watched horse race in the world and the longest continuously running sports event in the country. Get in on the excitement and tradition of the Run for the Roses this Saturday. The FanDuel Racing app has all the horse racing action. Visit racing.fanduel.com/DerbyFL for your chance to get a no-sweat derby bet up to $20 on FanDuel Racing. That's racing.fanduel.com/DerbyFL. Age and residency restrictions apply. Offer valid on first Derby win wager. Refund issued in non-withdrawable racing site credit that expires on 6/12/23. Restrictions apply. See terms at racing.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In office, West Palm Beach.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach, open 7 days a week. Beautiful ladies, 5-star menu. And this Friday, May 5th, it's Cinco de Mayo party like you've never seen before. Tequila shots plus taco specials and lime jello wrestling. It's Cinco de Mayo only like Monroe's could do. Friday, May 5th. Put it in your calendar. Plus tequila shots and taco specials. Where do you want to celebrate Cinco de Mayo? It's Monroe's. Peace.
The internet can be an all-you-can-eat buffet for identity thieves.
So full.
Too many maiden names.
And social security numbers.
Where'd you find those?
By the password bar. Can't miss them.
LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss by monitoring your credit and bank statements. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, this is Franny, and I'm going into the summer more confident than ever because I went to Begin a New Med Spa and received laser hair removal on my bikini line and underarms. So I will have no worries rocking my bathing suit at the beach or on the boat. The treatment has my skin noticeably smoother and hair-free. Laser hair removal is just one of the many things that Begin a New offers. Feeling drab, not sleeping well, maybe suffering from a low libido? Well, ask them about their Optimal Wellness Program. I've been on the program for over a year, and my body and mind are feeling the best. And right now, it's only $149 with qualifying insurance. If you're looking to drop some pounds before summer, then ask them about their game-changing semi-glutide. Their wonderful medical staff will let you know if it's right for you. Begin Anew also has testosterone replacement therapy, body sculpting, and Botox, just to name a few. You can check out all they have to offer, plus their spring specials at beginanewmed.com. And when you book that appointment, let them know that Franny sent you. That's beginanewmed.com.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back. Dave and Herb here, and we're talking fresh.
Fresh from Florida, that is. Dave, tell our listeners about the produce that's in season.
There's tomatoes, broccoli, watermelon, freppers, spinach.
Wait, hold it. You're just putting fra in front of produce.
Yeah, as in fresh from Florida.
Produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. You don't need to make up words.
Really?
And 101.7 Real Talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you are back in the Penthouse on a Monday, May 1st. Happy May 1st to everybody. Hopefully you had a good and safe weekend. I know it was kind of scary in some parts of Palm Beach County, but hopefully everybody is okay. What is going on? This is Franny. Of course, we have Jimmy with us. Hi, and good morning, Jimmy.
Hello, and good morning.
And G-Man. Hi, Greek.
What is happening, everybody? I hope you guys had a good weekend. Like Franny said, a safe one. And nobody got injured or hurt or lost any material or homes or anything like that was damaged. But you can call us with your stories if you have them, 877-927-6969. You could also email us at Jimmy at realradio921.com. And, of course, you could text us. First, put in Real Radio, and then 92...
Nope, it's 47142 and start the text off with Real Radio.
Yeah, so Franny said you had a couple stories.
Yeah, so Saturday, we'd heard it was going to rain all weekend and stuff, but when we woke up Saturday morning, it looked like it was a pretty nice day, right? The sun was shining, and so we decided to take the pontoon out. We were like, let's go have a day of the pontoon, and our buddy has a beautiful house on the Intercoastal, and that's where we keep our boat, is over at his house. And he's in Palm Beach Gardens on Prosperity Road. And so we ended up there was like 7 of us, hopped on the pontoon, and we went north. We went towards Jupiter, went to Harborside, had lunch, and there was a specific restaurant we wanted to go to. So we went there, had lunch, and then we were going to spend the day on the boat after that and head back down to like Gardens area, maybe Peanut Island.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, it was going to be a beautiful day. So as we're heading back, it was nice and sunny, a great ride on the way over. And then as we're coming back, we're just like looking at the sky and we're like, you know what? I was like, it kind of looks like it's going to rain. Like, we don't know if we want to be stuck on the boat. And that's all we're thinking. Like, it's just going to rain, may not be worth it. So why don't we just go back and just hang out at my buddy's house? He's got a great pool, backyard area. So we did that. And about an hour later is when all hell broke loose. So we see like lightning coming in and you see it starts getting like really bad. And so we ended up going inside. And at one point, we're watching the storm. I mean, it looked like lightning was like hitting the water. It was so close to us and so loud. And my husband was like, it looks like a tornado was about to brew. And we were like, no way, right? So we see how bad the storm is. I mean, patio furniture is flying, all this stuff. And we're like, wow, this is a really heavy storm. And the weather's been nuts lately with hail and all kinds of these crazy storms.
Yeah, for us.
So we didn't know about the 100% about the tornado yet, and luckily this guy lives his house is solid, right? This thing is like fortified. It's like nothing's moving on the inside of his house. A brand new house, and everything. So he even has those storm screens. So I was like, all right. I was like, well, it had been some time, and the weather was really bad, and I was like, you know what, I need to go check on my dogs, make sure everything's okay. So my girlfriend Minerva ended up driving me to the house. So because she was not drinking that day and my husband had a couple and I had a couple. So she drove me to the house. And as we're driving, because he lives on Prosperity, we're driving Prosperity to my house. And I was like, oh my God, like what happened? Looked like a tornado went through the area. And that's why I don't think, because we didn't know yet, right? We weren't watching the news. I mean, trees down, like oaks, and where I used to live in Sandalwood Estates on Burns Road, there was trees on the roof. I was looking at roof. I said roof like from up north. Roof. This place called Sanctuary Cove, where my girlfriend Nina lives. My sister Giselle just moved there 2 weeks ago with my niece. I had people. They weren't letting people in. There was cops everywhere, and we're like, and I'm filming it because I'm like, what is happening? I'm on the passenger side. So, ended up going home, taking care of my dogs. Everything was fine. Yeah, my that area was fine. And then we took an Uber back, left my car, and then we go back, and we still see like there's cops everywhere. And I get a message from my sister, and she's like, the voicemail like hysterical. And then she texts my mom, and she was just like, Sanctuary Cove, where she moved into, she's like, they got hit the worst. She's like, I just moved in. I may not have a home. I don't know. She was like, we weren't there. You know, me and Gigi just moved in. And so I was like, don't worry, everything will be fine. I was like, it looks like it just kind of hit the front. So then I look at the news.
So they weren't home though.
They weren't home. Thank goodness.
Thank God.
Okay.
So then I look at the news, and the news is all Sanctuary Cove. One of the buildings got the entire roof peeled off of it. The second floor peeled off, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I mean, they got hit the worst. And so, I made sure she stayed at her daughter's husband's house, or her daughter's dad's house, and they stayed there up in Jupiter. So then the next morning he went to go check it out because there was still a little bit of storm Sunday morning before it became nice, and they wanted to make sure there was no debris flying or anything. He didn't want him to go there yet. So luckily, it was it wasn't her building. I feel terrible, whoever was in that building. It was one of the buildings in the front. My sister's tucked in the back, and so is my girlfriend Nina. They actually are like a building away from each other, but they did have windows blown out. So I know that her bedroom was an absolute mess, glass everywhere, things kind of blown away, but none of their stuff is gone. They still have a roof over their head. They're not going to be able to move in, go back there for a little bit of time. But even driving through there, I mean, cars were flipped on top of each other.
Yeah, that's the part that I saw.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
PGA East, Twisted Trunk, which is a brewery over their Stodge neighborhood behind it. I mean, cars were flipped all over. Even boats were, pulled out of the water and flipped. It was just crazy. And you're just like, wow. I mean, it's just things you don't realize. And I saw video. Somebody put some, I'll put it up, some incredible video watching the tornado form and then just taking form over the ocean and then just swooping over the land. It is massive, and it's just one of those things you don't really think about. Right? Hurricanes all the time. And I know tornadoes can happen anywhere, but I just feel so terrible. And I know a lot of people had a lot of damage. Even the cars that were in the neighborhood that my sister lives in, a lot of them were damages, trees falling over them. So it's a lot of cleanup. And like I mentioned, hopefully everybody's okay. But yeah, if you have any crazy stories, let us know. So far, I haven't heard of any kind of, casualties or anything like that. I haven't, and I hope not.
Yeah, I mean, that's like last year. Remember in Atlantic, they got hit really, really hard. And I was, 5 minutes away. We didn't even have a storm. I mean, so when you go by, you're like totally shocked. Like, what the hell is going on?
The thing about tornadoes, I tell you what,
it's
boy.
Nuts.
I know it sounds silly, but boy, I tell you, I'll take hurricanes over tornadoes, earthquakes, mudslides. The fires that they get out in California.
Yep.
I mean, or at least we have warning.
Yep. You have no warning for this.
Typically for a hurricane, we have a warning.
I mean, the tornadoes you do, right? You get, even so Sunday morning, we got another tornado warning sign, and I'm like, oh my God, please not again.
Yeah.
Because our phones all went off the emergency warning. And I guess that's a good reason to keep them set and not put on silent for instances like this. Because
you said that last week.
Yeah, go hide. Even my mom, who was in Loxahatchee, didn't get hit, but Palm Beach County still getting alert. I mean, she was hiding in her bathroom after seeing the devastation that happened.
It is crazy.
It is.
Thank God that it wasn't a lot worse. But again, if you have any stories you want to give us a call us. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Monday, so we're going to come back with This Day in History and a trifecta, some news about the Panthers, and a lot more in the Penthouse. Peace.
No one gives a big warm hug like us when you need it. Come on, get in here. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. What?
Hey, it's Rover. Real Radio wants to put $1,000 in your hand. We're giving you 13 shots a day to score $1,000.
Oh, yeah. Can't believe it. Woo!
Every weekday from 9:05 in the morning to 9:05 at night, we're giving you a keyword at 5 past the hour. Take that keyword and enter it at realradio921.com. Every keyword is worth $1,000.
Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome.
It's $1,000 in your hand. Good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Grand in Your Hand is sponsored by Precision Garage Door. When your garage door squeaks, creaks, or just flat out breaks, you need Precision Garage Door. Always open and available on weekends. Plus, they stock the largest selection of hurricane impact garage doors in South Florida. Go to flgaragedoor.com. flgaragedoor.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are mostly sunny as we move through our Monday. Nice and warm out there as well, with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Drier air and high pressure now in place, so skies are going to stay dry and cleared for the next several days. A little breezy at times through the day, winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're back in the 80s again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country, with 20,000 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Brisa, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
In this week's Marketers Report, Patrizio Spagnoletto, Global Chief Marketing Officer Direct-to-Consumer for Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on building trust.
Trust is a really hard thing to build and a really easy thing to destroy, and we have to be very respectful about that. Our partnership with iHeart has really helped us build that trust and that relationship with the on-air talent.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
I studied Spanish in college and never got fluent. But then I tried Babbel.
Want the most effective way to learn another language? In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language in as little as 3 weeks.
Babbel is all conversation-based, so it gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
You'll really see a difference in how you can speak and how conversational you can be in just a few weeks.
Babbel isn't just lessons. You can listen to podcasts, play games, watch videos. You can even take live online classes with a language teacher. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel.
The lessons online and in the app make it easy to learn from pretty much anywhere.
University studies have shown that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Shoppers, this is your local sweet corn farmer letting you know that Florida sweet corn is in season. Grown right here by farmers just like me, these golden cobs of sunshine are already in the produce section, waiting to go home to your family's dinner table. For all your local grown in-season foods and ingredients, ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com. And happy eating.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Shoppers, this is your local sweet corn farmer letting you know that Florida sweet corn is in season. Ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com. And happy eating.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
95 is looking good throughout the Palm Beaches right now. Accident-free. And a 15-minute ride southern to PGA. Remember, downtown West Palm, several closures going on ahead of Sunfest this weekend. That includes Flagler Drive in both directions between Lakeview Avenue and Banyan. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom
17. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back on the Penthouse on a Monday, 92.1 Real Radio. Big giveaway for you guys at 11:45 and so much more today. We got to talk about big week down here. Sunfest, Formula One, Miami Heat, Panthers. What? Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And good morning, Francis.
Hi, good morning.
And it is time for a This Day in History and a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
Well, April is in the books, and the Marlins had a good month. They're 3 games over 500, 16-13. They swept the Cubs over the weekend, which is impressive. And yesterday, it was pretty big news. They had 20,000 people at the stadium. So that's a good crowd for, I know it was Sunday and it was the Cubs. There's a lot of people from Chicago down this area. But still, 20,000 on a Sunday, that was unbelievable. Speaking about unbelievable, it was an unbelievable weekend to be a South Florida sports fan. If you had a parlay yesterday, trifecta, speaking of the Heat, the Panthers, and the Marlins, you won a lot of money. Miami Heat was up in the Big Apple, and they won 108-101. Big second half. First half, they were down by 5. Nick Randall was out. He might be back for Game 2 on Wednesday, and then Saturday is Game 3, and then the following Monday is Game 4 in Miami. But Jimmy Butler, big game, 25 points. Did hurt his ankle at the end of the game. We'll see what happens about that. Hopefully, that's not a serious injury. But again, Heat played great in the second half. Good defense. The Knicks didn't shoot well, but the Heat got a lot of contributions. Vincent, he had a very good game, too, along with Jimmy Butler. Kevin Love, some great passes, and the Heat go up 1-0 on the Knicks. It's going to be a great series. I think it's going to go 6 or 7 like everybody else, but we'll see what happens. But also the Heat, in 6 playoff games so far, they've won 5. 5 of 6 they've won, and that is unbelievable. And most of the games, they've been underdogs. So hats off to the Miami Heat. Big news is going down as one of the biggest upsets in hockey history, and they're looking at it for other situations that were big surprises, like when the Patriots lost to the Giants and they were 18-0. The Florida Panthers came back and won last night, scored a goal with like a minute and change, won 4-3 in Game 7 on the road, overtime, and the Panthers again. Wow, what a huge victory, beating the best team in hockey with the best record in the NHL and the best record overall. And I know Franny's got some other news about the Panthers for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Panthers, go Cats. Well, they play tomorrow against the Maple Leafs at 7 o'clock, and you can hear that right here on Real Radio. Puck drop at 7 o'clock, and just tune in to 92.1, and you can catch the Panthers game.
And even better
all the
than that,
playoff
you're going to
games.
get to be able to catch all the
Yep.
Florida Panthers games during the playoffs. So we are becoming an official the Panthers station for you to listen to all the playoff games. So you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to look for it anywhere else on your dial. You're going to find it right on 92.1. How about that, huh?
That's awesome. Go Cats. Meow, meow. All right, it's time for This Day in History.
On this day in history.
Well, today's first one is going to start with what today is as far as our month and our day. May Day was founded in 1889. That's 134 whopping years ago. Traditionally, a celebration of the return of spring marked by dancing around a maypole, was first observed as a labor holiday designated as such by the International Socialist Congress. Coincidentally, 2 years later, the first strip club opened, also marked by dancing around poles.
Wow. Unbelievable.
132 years ago today, in 1891, legendary pitcher Cy Young wins his first game, played at Cleveland's League Park. Cleveland Spiders 12, Cincinnati Redlegs 3. 92 years ago today, 1931, a building you might have heard of, the Empire State Building in New York City, officially opened. For 4 decades, it was the tallest building in the world and is still considered a U.S. landmark. 63 years ago today, 1960, while on a reconnaissance flight deep into the Soviet Union, a United States U-2 plane was shot down, and its pilot, Francis Gary Powers, who worked for the CIA, was taken prisoner. The resulting confrontation between the United States and the Soviet Union became known as the U-2 incident. 56 years ago today, 1967, one young 32-year-old Elvis Presley married 21-year-old Priscilla Booley at the Aladdin Hotel in Las Vegas. They separated in 1971, and Elvis filed for divorce in 1973. 52 years ago today, Amtrak, the federally supported corporation that operates nearly all intercity passenger trains in the United States, began service. 34 years ago today, 1989, police in California were called to a jewelry store after employees reported a suspicious person who turned out to be Michael Jackson in disguise.
Wow.
32 years ago today, 1991, at the age of 44, Nolan Ryan threw his 7th no-hitter, helping the Texas Rangers shut out the Toronto Blue Jays 3-0 in that game. That same night, Oakland's Ricky Henderson stole his 939th base to break Lou Brock's all-time record. Woo! Some baseball history for you on this day. 31 years ago today, 1992, on the third day of the L.A. riots, Rodney King appeared in a public to appeal for calm by simply asking, "Can we all get along?" By the time the riots ended, 54 people died and 11,000 were arrested. Speaking of Aerosmith, how about this? There's a little bit of a on this day for them. 24 years ago today, 1999, Aerosmith performed Living on the Edge at a Denver concert and dedicated it to Columbine shooting victim Lance Kirkland after he'd told them it was his favorite song. Check this out. The band visited him in the hospital 2 days earlier. He couldn't attend the show in person, obviously, because of his injuries, so he listened to the concert over the band's cell phone. Lance was one of the 28 wounded and 13 killed by their classmates at Columbine High School on April 20th. 19 years ago today, the European Union enlarged to include the new member state, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Estonia, Hungary, Latvia, I always want to say Lativa, Lithuania, Malta, Poland, Slovakia, and Slovenia. 17 years ago today, in 2006, Shaq and Kobe both welcomed new daughters into the world, born just 6 minutes apart.
Wow.
Gianna Bryant was born in California just minutes before Mariah, O'Neal, who was born in Florida. 12 years ago today, in 2011, President Obama announced that Osama bin Laden had been killed. Although for the SEALs on the ground, it actually happened for them on May 2nd, local time. Navy SEAL Robert O'Neill is the man who made the kill shot. And finally, 8 years ago today, in 2015, Avengers Age of Ultron was released. And that's what happened on this day, May 1st, in our history.
Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate you always with this day in history, a day that we're in. We look back, reflect on things, and maybe it jars your memory of something that happened that you can think about. 877-927-6969. If you had something this weekend with the Storms, let us know. Also, if you're a Panther fan, you got to hear a shout-out for them, or a Miami Heat fan. Man, you guys must be in a great mood. Again, unbelievable weekend for the Panthers. Most people going in and said, hey, this is it. They're not going to turn it around.
Hell, they were going to be swept by the Bruins. And then I don't think anybody expected the Heat to win in their first series. And then they go up to New York and take one in the Garden right away on Sunday. That's incredible. I didn't hear about that till just this morning when you were talking about it. That's
shocking.
Cool.
Like
cool.
I said, the Heat have had 6 playoff games. They won 5.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy what they've done. Again, they're playing as a team. Jimmy Butler's leading them supposedly. Hopefully his injury is not that bad. But, yeah, they definitely made the Garden a little quiet. This weekend, Super Mario Brothers, again, was number 1.
I know.
Unbelievable. 40 million it kicked in. And worldwide, they said they're over 1 billion.
That's insane. I mean, it just shows you how, and I mean, people love that franchise. They do. The video game, I mean, it's very nostalgic, brings you back to your childhood.
Yeah.
That's got to be it, right?
It has to be, right?
I saw the trailer. Because of this, I finally looked up the trailer this morning. I watched it. I'm like, okay. I mean, it seems like it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know,
but
I guess it's good, great for the kids, right? You can take the kids to it.
Yeah.
And
the parents can relate.
And then, of course, some of the younger parents, the gamers,
Yeah.
I mean, that was big and hard to, younger years when Nintendo was first out. I mean, that was the big one. I mean, there was the big advancement over Atari, back in the late 80s.
And I think it also, the cast, the people who are voicing the characters. I mean, you have Charlie Day, Jack Black, Chris Pratt, Seth Rogen. I think that also excites people.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's doing big numbers. I mean, just crazy. You talk about over-under. That definitely went over what they thought they were going to make. $1 billion worldwide. And another
number
40.
one for 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah. John Wick is still making money. They still made $5 million.
I guess somebody posted the entire movie on Twitter over the weekend.
That's what they were saying. I heard that.
Yeah. They said,
Which one?
Super Mario Brothers.
Okay.
Said over 9 million people watched it, and they were saying on Twitter because somebody uploaded the entire movie to the platform.
Oh, wow.
And they said, and it remained there for a bit until Sunday, and this was on Friday, and that obviously violating copyright laws. So somebody's in trouble.
Somebody was in that theater thinking,
How did Elon Musk let that happen?
I don't know.
Is that what it was? Was a bootleg? Somebody took on their like cell phone or something?
I would assume. I don't know. I have no clue. That's what you think, that somebody was probably sitting there and, was taking a video.
Sure.
I mean, that's the only thing. That's why they're always strict with
and
that.
not just that, I thought like the app limited the amount of time too that you could post videos for.
I didn't think that you could post something that large.
Yeah, I didn't either.
file.
I thought it was like 10 minutes max, if that.
He must have had some charge that he got the whole movie in there.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I did hear that this morning with our good friends Rover and them. They were talking about it, that somebody posted over the weekend on Twitter. 877-927-6969. I want to hear from Panther fans today and Heat fans. You guys should be standing up and being happy. You had a great weekend. Panthers, unbelievable. Again, Real Radio is going to be home with the Panthers for the playoffs. You can catch all the action starting tomorrow night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Florida Panthers on Real Radio for the playoffs. That is unreal. It really is what they have achieved and what the Heat achieved. And the Marlins swept the Cubs. So, it's a good weekend if you're a Florida fan. Derby this week. I did get a look at some of the horses, and it looks like there's a ton of long shots coming in, which is going to be very interesting. Now, don't forget, you could bet the Derby at the Palm Beach Kennel Club on Friday, I believe, after 12. So 877-927-6969. The boss was in Barcelona. And did you guys see who he got an extra backup singer?
Yeah, Michelle Obama.
Wow.
Yep. He had a lot of people who went to Spain to go see him. I did see the Obamas were there. I saw Spielberg went too.
Yeah.
And a lot of who's who were like, yeah, we want to go see him. And in Spain, sign me up.
Yeah. I'm not surprised by that. They are super tight.
Yeah.
The Obamas and Bruce.
Yeah, and then she got on stage and did the background.
How about that, huh?
That is, you want to talk about like a thrill? Like if you're a super fan, singing with Springsteen on stage at Barcelona. Woo! That's a good, that would definitely be on a lot of people's bucket lists. No doubt about it. She said she didn't know a lot of the words, but she was a backup singer. And that is, again, that's just, if you were in the stands, you were probably like, wow, in the stadium watching it, you're like, wow, who's that? Is that Michelle Obama? And that's who it turned out to be. And like you said, Jimmy, they are great friends. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they've done a couple TV shows and interviews and things together. So it doesn't surprise me to hear that. So I don't know how popular she is in Spain. This happened in Spain, so I don't know what the take is over there.
They also gave her a tambourine too, by the way, if you didn't know.
Oh, did they? Okay.
She got the tambourine too.
Yeah, because if it happened here in the States, the crowd would have went nuts.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just a huge surprise. NFL draft concluded, so the NFL draft is done. And on the first night, Thursday, the Kentucky quarterback's girlfriend got a lot of attention. And that happens a lot in a lot of different sporting events. There is some girl that just social media just zooms in on and really loves. Happened years ago at Alabama with his the quarterback and Brett Musburger. And it's happened other times, too. Happened a couple of weeks ago at the Masters.
Yeah, what's his name's mom last year? That was the big talk of the NFL draft.
That's right. I think that was it NFL?
Or was it the year before?
Was that NFL or NBA? I can't remember.
What's his name with the Jets?
Yeah,
his mom.
He's talking about the one that banging moms and throwing
Oh,
bombs.
yeah.
That whole thing.
Yeah. And there was another draft. I can't remember one. One of the mothers got a lot of attention too.
Yeah, there was. I think it was an NBA draft too.
Yeah.
Same type of thing.
Yeah, but
I see Stetson got picked by the Chargers or the Rams.
The Rams,
right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
The Eagles forget.
I told my husband that I was like, I think I have to be an Eagles fan.
You have to.
I think I have to. They just keep on going. Now they just traded for DeAndre Swift. They got Nolan Smith. They got Jalen Carter. They got Keely Ringo. They had had Washington from last year.
They
I
got
was
a
like,
ton.
man, I was like, yeah, they really know what they're doing. My husband, yeah. I told you last week. Yeah, that's a divorce. I become an Eagles fan.
Did you get the T-shirt yet of the Eagles with the Bulldog logo on it, all green and white
I
and
ordered
black?
I ordered it on Saturday.
And they talked to the Eagles over the weekend, and the one of the guys making the draft picks, he goes, "Hey man," he goes, "these kids are the best, so we're gonna keep picking them." Of course. And then they
Back-to-back national champions. Obviously, there's a lot of talent on that
They
team.
got like 10, and then they over on their team they said Wise, and then they got Swift, like Franny said, from the Lions. He broke a record last year for most touchdowns, and now he's from Georgia. So I mean, they're stacked.
Yeah,
I mean they really are. So if you're a Georgia Bulldog fan,
and last year they had 10 that went to the draft.
Well, 10 that got picked, yeah.
And then this year, how many?
I don't know this year.
Another, handful. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like that team keeps losing them.
And
But
Stafford
they reload.
and Stafford's a quarterback for the Rams, and he's a Bulldog too. So now he's got Stetson Bennett behind him right
kidding.
now. Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Huh? Little quinky dink there.
Uh-huh.
Georgia's got a lot of guys. So it's a great program. I mean, you can't knock it. They've been very successful, and they're back-to-back champs.
Yeah, I mean, but Alabama had a bunch of kids picked too,
Sure.
and it just happens. But it just made me laugh because my husband hates the Eagles.
Well, the funny
Rightfully
thing,
so, as a Cowboys
fan, yes.
Yeah, the funny thing what it wasn't that there was Georgia guys picked, that they all went to one team.
Yes,
that's what the thing was.
Yeah,
People were like, not that they got picked, or like Franny said, Alabama,
And clearly a good team.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That's the thing,
Super Bowl
too.
champs. I mean, it's a Super Bowl appearance.
The whole idea of the way the draft is supposed to work is the better teams pick later on and don't get
the Eagles already had a good team.
The better teams, but I guess with the trading, and just what happens when you trade picks and everything. So
well, the trades always help you, and then you see teams that are very good, and then they get first-round picks, maybe like the first top 10.
Sure.
Yesterday, Mr. Rogers was at Madison Square Garden, so he was checking in the Knicks and the Miami Heat.
Oh, really? He's already at a Knick game, huh?
And all the Jet fans already are like, he's bad luck already.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Because they lost. Because they lost.
Oh, because the Knicks lost. Okay.
Yeah, a couple of my friends already, they were like, I can't believe it. He went. We lost. What does that tell you? I'm like, my God, dude. He was just sitting at the game.
Means nothing.
Oh, my God. Two of my friends.
Settle down.
They went crazy. I was like, God. I said, dude. He goes, oh, don't tell me. He was there. We lost. We're 0-1. Oh, my God, already. I'm like, oh, God. It was the first time he's at a Knicks game. He lost. I'm like, God. Super fans will think of anything. I mean, they will.
Yeah.
They are fanatics. 877-927-6969. If you have something to add about this weekend, want to tell us about a situation with the Storms and Palm Beach Gardens, again, we're very lucky that they weren't worse. But if you have any stories about that, let us know. Also, if you want to talk about the Panthers or the Miami Heat, also give us a holler. Yeah, I think that's crazy that Rodgers was there and these people, all the stars were there yesterday. Chris Rock was there.
Even, she has become a superstar ever since the Super Bowl. Donna Kelsey, Mama Kelsey.
Oh,
she even was there
Yeah.
announcing, one of the drafts. I think she announced a Bulldog too. But yeah, she's been.
The NFL draft.
In the NFL draft,
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm not surprised that she was there.
Yeah, she's been in the spotlight for a bit now. I know that she announced for the Eagles. I wonder if she announced for the Chiefs too. You would think, right? Like if she's got sons playing for both teams.
I didn't see the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I did see the Eagles. And
She did do an Eagles pick, yeah.
Yeah. When she came, I thought the same thing. I said, wow, this lady's getting her 15 minutes.
Yeah, she had a little bit more than 15 minutes.
Yeah, she's a couple commercials, couple different things. And I think that's the first time ever first time ever two brothers played in the Super Bowl against each other. There's been other brothers who played in the Super Bowl together on the same team. The Patriots had it a couple years ago. But yeah, a lot going on this weekend, a lot of craziness. And like I said, Panthers, I showed Jimmy a video the other night from Friday night down to the Panther Stadium where it was just crazy. One of my friends was there. And the excitement that they have and just people just going, losing their mind again for the Panthers. Because nobody gave them a shot. Nobody gave them a shot at all. And they came back and won 3 games that day.
And I didn't know this until Saturday when you and Joe were talking about it, that the Panthers backdoored into it, right?
Yeah.
They only got in because somebody else lost. So they end up getting the 8th seed. And of course the Bruins having the best record in the NHL for the entire year, the entire league. I mean, that's amazing. And they looked unstoppable, right? Yeah. And then and they were down 2-1 or 3-1. 3-1, and they end up clawing their way back. No pun intended.
NBA and also in the NHL, 2 number 1 seeds are home, and that never happens. Rare that they both do in the first round. Obviously, the Bucks in the East, and they're home.
Panthers back against the wall, and they turned it on and came back, and
especially in Boston,
and in great fashion too. So and they had to do it on the road. So
they scored with like a minute
for
left.
them, man.
Yeah,
That's great. That's an underdog story that people love seeing.
Oh, it's one of the biggest ones they're talking about in sports. They went back to Brady, like I said, when the Giants, other big upsets. The Yankees, when they beat Seattle years ago, and Seattle had 116 wins. There's been a couple of big series where people looked at it and said, wow, it was just unbelievable that they did that and that they came back. But if you're a Florida Panther fan, listen to Real Radio because we will have them for all of the playoffs. It is the Penthouse on a Monday. Franny, I know we got some Florida stories. So what do we have?
Yeah, I got some sad news. If you never visited the Holy Land experience up there in Orlando, I'm sure you've driven by it, know what I'm talking about. And Polly really needed some body armor. Oh, I hate this story. And then some guy has his priorities backwards. He went to a kava bar and left something behind in his car. I'll give you all the details when we get back on Real Radio 92.1.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are mostly sunny as we move through our Monday. Nice and warm out there as well with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Drier air and high pressure now in place. So skies are going to stay dry and clear for the next several days. A little breezy at times through the day. Winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're back in the 80s again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Reese Windows and Doors.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word HAPPY right now to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Spring has sprung and it's full tilt boogie time at GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
If your home or business just isn't giving you the joy it once did, it's time for a refresh. Contact your local CertaPro painters and put the power of pro to work for you. That's CertaPro's power of doing the job right, on time and on budget. The power of proven experts with the skills to refresh, rejuvenate, and reinvigorate your home or business. Get your project started today at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. License information available at CertaPro.com.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone?
Do flowers have best friends?
I don't know.
Hey, look.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of West Palm Beach Breathe Free Sinus and Allergy Centers called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your chronic sinus infections. Set an appointment today with Dr. Cody All at West Palm Beach Breathe Free Sinus and Allergy Centers and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 561-459-3228. 561-459-3228. 3228. That's 561-459-3228.
Give your small business one tech solution that checks all the boxes. It's all here with the Comcast Business Complete Connectivity Solution. It's cyber threat security for peace of mind. Check. The power of the largest, fastest, reliable network for small business. That's a triple box check right there. And save up to 75% a year on your wireless bill with Comcast Business Mobile. Check and cha-ching. It's everything you need to keep your business connected. From the company powered by the next generation 10G network. The complete connectivity solution. Get started for just $49 a month for 24 months when you add mobile, and ask about an $800 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 5/21/23. Restrictions apply. Requires 2-year agreement, EcoBill, and AutoPay. New 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Compares weighted average of top 3 carriers. Taxes and fees extra. Reduced speeds after use of monthly data. Savings vary.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Did you know your completely free iHeartRadio app is also your home for hit podcasts? New for you this week, check out On Purpose with Jay Shetty, discussing philosophy, life, and conversations with the biggest stars in the world. Listen today on your free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
I'll pay you $100 for last look. When you're doing a deal at a dealership, take a picture of your deal sheet, send it to givemethevin.com. If we can't beat your trade-in offer, I'll send you a check for $100. We do the same thing with CarMax offers. Can't beat a CarMax offer? Send you a check for $100. Worst thing that could happen is you get $100. Best thing that could happen is you get $3,000 more for your car or your trade. We are America's best car buyer for a reason. We'll see you online at givemethevin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
If you're getting on 95 right now, not a whole lot to slow you down. Right up to speed in West Palm on the Belvedere curve. But if you're getting off of the highway, say at Okeechobee Boulevard, just keep in mind, if you're heading east, areas of downtown West Palm shut down while crews prepare for Sunfest. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Hey, it's Rover. Real Radio. Radio921.com, and good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
What's going on, Penthouse? It's Jeremy, Palm Beach Gardens' favorite pool guy. Saturday got a little nuts over there in Sanctuary Cove where I live. Lucky for me, I live on the north side of the complex. The south side of the complex got decimated. Blew the roof off, trees down everywhere, cars all dinged up, broken windows. It got crazy in there with that tornado. But the north side of the complex is still good. Glad I don't have to clean that pool.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Monday. Appreciate the calls and the updates. If any of you guys want to add anything to it, always let us and call us. And also talk about the Panthers, the big news, and the Miami Heat. Jamie's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
Francis is here.
Hey, what is up?
And now we're going to get into a little Florida stories.
Florida.
Did you say Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Well, I hate reporting these stories when things happen to innocent pets, but man, a fight between two people left their parrot no longer with us. Suzanne Mullally was intoxicated when she got in an argument with her husband, Steven, at their home in Largo. Looks like they were getting at a little spat, pushing each other, yelling at each other, doing stupid stuff they shouldn't have been doing. And that is when she decided to pick up a handgun and blast away their poor African gray parrot. They said after she murdered their bird, she and her spouse exited the home, kept on arguing. They say witnesses watched the whole thing. She ended up dousing Steven, by the way, Suzanne did. He was drunk too. Both of them were drunk. With water from a spray bottle. Her and her husband were both charged with domestic battery. It wasn't just her, but she ended up also being hit with no contact with animals. She has been ordered to have no contact with animals. The Glock was seized by police that she used to shoot their pet. Obviously, when she came to, she was absolutely devastated about what she did. I don't know how drunk you have to be to not realize that you are shooting your pet. They said that this is not the first time. Cops responded back in February of a fight at their house where somebody said there was a firearm discharged in the backyard during a verbal altercation. I think, how about we just kind of take away the guns from those people, at least from her.
I would think
if
so.
She's, if a gun's being discharged during a altercation that happened in February, and then she does this and shoots her African gray. They said that she was handcuffed and taken into custody that time too after a brief struggle with cops. And at that time, she was only charged with resisting police, which is a misdemeanor. Then next up in your What the Florida, we have Holy Land. Have you ever seen Holy Land when you're driving? Well, you don't drive to Orlando.
All the time.
Who am I asking?
Oh, yeah. When I go up to Orlando, yeah, always.
You've seen Holy Land, right?
I stop
Driving-
in frequently.
Do you?
Yeah, each
Do you?
time we go up.
Oh, nice. I was driven by it and I was like, oh, okay, that looks. It kind of looks like a medieval times, but with Jesus. And if you have not been there, well, you may not be able to because construction crews have now started tearing down the Holy Land experience.
Oh, no. What am I going to do?
No. The attraction is right there at Vineland and Conroy Road near the mall at Millennia. And it closed back in 2021 following mass layoffs. And they were trying to do what they call a short-lived restructuring the year prior, but I guess they just couldn't make it happen. So it's turning into an Advent Health is what it's going to be turning into. The healthcare system did purchase the former theme park for $32 million. And now they're going to redevelop it into an all-new emergency room. So no more Holy Land if you did not get to go there. Well, you know.
Ironically, they'll still be healing.
Oh, look
How
at
about
you.
that, huh?
Jimmy.
There you go. And then, man, this guy, she just did it wrong. You can't do this. We hear about it all the time. Woman a couple months ago left her kid in the parking garage at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino so she could go gamble. And somebody saw the kid. Well, this guy did the same thing, but this time he had a craving for some kava. This Brevard County man is accused of leaving his child in a running car while stopping in for some kava. This happened earlier last month. They said it was around 12:16 in the morning at Flamingo Kava Bar, where they observed a sleeping child strapped into a car seat vehicle that had been parked in front of the business for about 48 minutes. They said that Sheldon Geckler was the dude who left his kid there. They found the vehicle was registered to him, who was also shown on surveillance video arriving to the business, entering it while leaving the child unattended in the vehicle. They said the police did note how Geckler didn't seem to notice officers assessing the vehicle with flashlights because they said it was right in front of the place, like his car was. What they stated was clear indication that he was not, in fact, monitoring the vehicle from inside of the business, because they said if he was paying attention, he would have seen us going around the car. He is now facing charges of child neglect without great bodily harm for leaving the child unattended in the car with the motor running. Hey, you can't do that. That's not parenting, by the way.
Yeah, not good.
No, not at all. And then finally, something I'm going to see if I can post a video. Another clever Florida man created a scooter out of a jet ski. It's like an old school Sea-Doo, and people are going down the road going, is that a jet ski going down the road right now? It is. And it looks like it's hovering over the road because the wheels that he put on there are so small, but it's pretty damn cool. And that's what this guy, Trey Yarbo, says that, yeah, he created his jet ski to ride on the road. This is in the Jacksonville area, and he shows how it drives. And I have it. I will post it. He said his phone was frozen with texts and calls after videos of him driving the jet ski went viral. Everyone was like, is this you? Is this you? Is this you?
Wow.
And it was. He created this really cool thing. I guess it's road legal. If not, he would be in a lot of trouble, right? It's got to be. I don't see any license plate. Maybe they're just blurring it out. But I will have that up for you very soon on realradio921.com/the penthouse. And that is your What the Florida.
Thank you so much, Francis. Great job. We do it twice a show, 11:05 and 1:05. I believe we have somebody on hold, Jimmy.
We do. We have our buddy Chris checking in with us. Hey, Chris, welcome to the Penthouse.
Happy Monday, everybody. What's going on, Penthouse?
You, Chris, how are you, sir?
Hanging in there. Hey, listen, screw them Knicks fans, because he was at the Ranger game and they won.
Oh, okay. You mean Mr. Rogers? Yeah, that was just a couple of my friends who said that he was at the Knick game and they already lost. But they're, brutal with stuff like that. And gamblers are like that, and sports fans are like that. They look for anything good or bad, and then once they see it, they keep running with it.
Right, yeah. Because once they showed him on the Jumbotron, the crowd went bananas. But
I didn't know he was at the Ranger game. I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know much about him. I thought we did pretty decent in the draft. What do you think about this kid they're calling the Animal? It's a tight end. He went way late in the draft. You know who I'm talking about?
For the Jets you're referring to?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with him if he got late in the draft. I didn't look over the late rounds. I just saw the early rounds. But I think, like I said...
Yeah, I didn't watch.
Yeah, I mean, it was...
Watch. I'm sorry, I didn't...
Yeah, well consumed. People loved the draft. They loved seeing the kids. They supposedly had 300,000 people over 3 days. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It was in Kansas City. And, again, the Jets, they had a great draft last year. And when they got Rodgers before the draft, I think people already looked at it like it was a win. And we'll see what happens. Good press conference. So if you're a Jet fan, you got to be excited.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote something on Facebook the other day that said, get off my effing bandwagon. Or you people, I've been taking ridicule and jokes for the past 40 years. And now everybody's, saying stuff. I'm like, listen, I'm still a Jet fan and I'm still optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what. And I wrote, we'll see what happens. We'll see. He could have a decent year. They're talking about the other trophy was lonely and Super Bowl and all this other stuff. But we'll see.
You got to play the games. I mean, we just saw that this weekend with the Florida Panthers, and obviously what they did over the Boston Bruins. So, I mean, again, they got to play. They're a better team with him, and you're always going to get people hyped up when you get a new star. I mean, this is the first franchise player the Jets have had in years. And as a Jet fan, I'd be excited because it makes the team better. So it's better than what they had. That's for sure.
Yeah, they definitely spent some money protecting them too. I think some of the tackles in the O-line is and that new center that they got.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be good.
It will be. Just enjoy the summer, and before you know it, it'll be football season. Today's May 1st. Come on. Tomorrow's Francis's birthday.
Yeah.
Got the Kentucky Derby, Sunfest, Formula One. So much is going on.
Oh wow, Franny, your birthday tomorrow? Happy birthday, dear. If I don't call in. But
Thank you, Chris. Thanks.
Yeah, my pleasure. And gee, just to give you and Jimmy too, all you guys, just to give you a synopsis. I know you've been talking about it. The NFL in general, the draft, and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One of the commentators, I don't know what channel I was watching, but one of the commentators said, there's 125,000 people here.
Yeah.
We're all here. News crews are here to watch a bunch of kids walk across the stage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's the way it is now,
The power of the NFL is unbelievable. It really is. And like I said, we're not even playing. Just watching kids get drafted and they get 300,000 people. So the country loves it. It's the number one sport, and they can't get enough of it. Chris, we're going to run. I'm happy for you and your Jets, and have a good week, and keep in touch with us, buddy.
Yeah, you too, guys. Have a safe week. Talk to you soon.
Take care, Chris.
It is the Penthouse, and it is a Monday. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Rover's Morning Glory.
Jeffrey is still looking for a place to live.
Yeah, it's discouraging. It's like it's a lot harder to rent nowadays than compared to was when I started living on Mars.
That is confusing for people. You immediately think, okay, this guy is a mental patient.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the planet. I'm talking about the street that I used to live on.
Think of this guy going around telling people I live on Mars.
Rover's Morning Glory.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on Real Radio 92.1 for the Palm Beaches and 101.7 for the Treasure Coast.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are mostly sunny as we move through our Monday. Nice and warm out there as well with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Drier air and high pressure now in place. So skies are going to stay dry and clear for the next several days. A little breezy at times through the day, winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're back in the 80s again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
We're Storm Smart. Here in Florida, that's a name people trust. For over 26 years, we've been making storm catcher screens, the leading hurricane safety product on the market, protecting over 90,000 Florida homes in communities just like yours. And while storms may come and go, one thing's for sure, Storm Smart's here to stay. Day in and day out, we'll be here, working harder to make sure you can breathe a little easier. Smart is protecting our community today and tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift. I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
Good Greek, moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
I studied Spanish in college and never got fluent. But then I tried Babbel.
Want the most effective way to learn another language? In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language in as little as 3 weeks.
Babbel is all conversation-based, so it gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
You'll really see a difference in how you can speak and how conversational you can be in just a few weeks.
Babbel isn't just lessons. You can listen to podcasts, play games, watch videos. You can even take live online classes with a language teacher. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel.
The lessons online and in the app make it easy to learn from pretty much anywhere.
University studies have shown that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
If you're getting on 95 right now, not a whole lot to slow you down. Right up to speed in West Palm on the Belvedere curve. But if you're getting off of the highway, say at Okeechobee Boulevard, just keep in mind, if you're heading east, areas of downtown West Palm shut down while crews prepare for Sunfest. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
May 1st. Happy May Day. I hope that means you're ready for some role play when you get home later. Yeah, you're going to be a pilot, and I just shaved my pubes to have a little landing strip right down the middle, so I'm going to be the runway. And then you're just going to have to scream, Mayday, 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 I'm going down. And I'm going to go, yeah, down on me.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Some guys have all the luck.
Oh, man.
See if I can get a root canal this afternoon. That'd be awesome. It is The Penthouse on a Monday. May 1st is the day. Mayflowers, and what else did they say? Mayflowers, rain showers, something like that? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Perfect.
Who cares?
Who cares?
You brought it up.
I said it, but
who cares?
Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And good morning to Francis.
Oh, hello. Good morning.
And Jimmy might have some answers that people spend billions of dollars on.
Well, Franny, would you like to live to be 100?
I'm not sure. Why not? As long as I'm in good health, yeah.
Greek, 100?
Nope.
Like to be 100? No? You want to die before that?
It's like, yeah.
I want to die now after Nutmeg's phone call. Actually, right now. Can you take my number now? Pull my number now.
Can I not make the weekend?
All right, here's another question for you, Franny, since you said yes to that.
Okay.
How about living to 180?
Well, with science, and like I said, as long as I am not miserable and I'm in good health with yeah.
Well,
why not?
We may be on our way. Researchers at the UC San Diego may have just figured out how to extend our lifespan by over 80%. Before you get too excited, they haven't tried it on people yet, so we still got a little ways to go. But they have tried it on yeast. I know that sounds weird, but it could be a big deal, and here's the basic explanation of how it'll work. We age because our cells start breaking down, and a previous study found it happens for two reasons. Their mitochondria gets weaker, and DNA becomes less stable. So that's true for yeast cells as well, but they basically rewired and tricked them so that the two things wouldn't happen at the same time. Instead, they alternate. By doing so, they found that when each one got to take their little breaks like that, it slowed down the aging process in general, and the yeast cells lived 82% longer. They say it's just a proof of concept for now. So, of course, they've got a lot of studies to do and to move forward with something like this. But they think that the same type of gene therapy will also work on human cells as well. And the main concern is, will it be safe? So, of course, obviously, they're going to have to take that into consideration. But how about that? Maybe we finally found the fountain of youth.
What about you? Would you? Live up to 180?
Well, I basically have the same answer as you. If I'm in healthy and because that's what this slows down the actual aging process. The only problem with something like that is I guess that means we have to work a lot longer. I don't think something like this will be found in our lifetime. Obviously, if they're just finding this now, could you imagine it would take at least another 10, 15, 20, maybe more years, 30 years, who knows, to make this a reality, if it's even possible to be a reality. But so I don't know, maybe it does happen in our lifetime. I don't know if it's going to be able to reverse, right? So that's the other thing too.
Yeah,
this might only work on the future generations. And I don't know, boy, I tell you, is that a good thing for this world? Having people that live to be 108 and instantly, I mean, you're going from, what we are now to instantly adding an average of another 100 years.
And it's not everybody who would be able to afford this too. I mean,
Well,
I could
knows?
only assume that it's going to be a lot of money for whatever kind of treatment it is that they do.
Yeah.
And then you also have to think about, like if you do and your loved one don't, then you have to see a lot of the death around you, right?
Yeah.
Like you're going to see people that you're close to, your family members.
Sort of like those movie plots where somebody has eternal life and they watch how all their their friends and family pass away and everything, where that actually can be kind of a bad thing that you wouldn't want to go through. And then of course you got to think about what type of a life that is. It's you got to work forever, obviously. I mean,
And can you work forever?
Is there retirement? I mean, how do you
How do you very true.
all kinds of just general things that we take for granted because we're used to an 80 to 100 year lifespan, right?
I mean, they talk about it now that a lot of people who are retired don't have enough money now.
Oh, yeah.
So,
People are going back to work in their 70s and 80s and plus because they can't afford to live. So,
I mean, I actually have a study that I was going to talk about today about more than 2/3 Americans that they plan to retire, but about 42% of them say that they probably won't have enough money saved to do so. So they want to. That's what they're looking forward to. I think most people do, right? But 42% worry that they are not going to have enough money saved in order to retire. They find that 52% have less retirement savings than they planned at their age.
Sure.
It's
not a good thing.
Well, and the cost of living is just skyrocketed over the past 5 years, basically,
Yeah, it's not good.
Just unbelievable with the inflation rate that's been going on. I mean, what's it going to take to retire in the future? Even now compared to, 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah. It's very high.
More than half these people, around 59%, don't have a 401k. And they say of those who do, 21% don't know how much money is in it. They said the majority of these people surveyed, also don't have or don't know what IRAs are. That's 65%. Don't know what that is. And they say if they were to retire tomorrow, millennials actually feel the most prepared at 71% compared to Gen Z and, of course, Gen X at like 66 and 62%. But even other things on here, but with this poll that was done, they were saying 71% of those polled feel like they're behind on life goals they thought they'd reach by now, including their living situation, career path, and starting a family. So they don't even feel like they've hit where they thought they were going to be at a certain age. But yeah, I mean, I've told you a lot of people who thought they could retire, who did retire. My mom is one of them. Thought that she was going to be living a nice cush retirement life. And then lo and behold, a year later, she was like, I can't. Everything's gone up, including her insurance on her home. I mean, just everything.
A lot of people go through
And that's why she's selling, so she can live a simpler life and downsize. And she's I mean, she's getting out of here, and we're very fortunate here in Florida as far as when it comes to taxes and stuff compared to a lot of states. But yeah, where she's going is where she was born in Puerto Rico, and it's going to save her a lot of money.
It is the Penthouse. If you have an opinion on this, would you like to lift 180? If you're a sports fan, you might, because then you say, hey, my team might finally win one. But let us know. Give us a call, 877-927-6969. We'll come back with a trifecta and so much more. Peace.
You're listening to Real Radio, available everywhere you want to listen. Yeah, even there. On our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
Hey, it's Rover. Real Radio wants to put $1,000 in your hand. We're giving you 13 shots a day to score $1,000.
Oh, yeah. Can't believe it. Woo!
Every weekday from 9:05 in the morning to 9:05 at night, we're giving you a keyword at 5 past the hour. Take that keyword and enter it at realradio921.com. Every keyword is worth $1,000.
Thank you. That's awesome.
It's a grand in your hand. Good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Grand in Your Hand is sponsored by Precision Garage Door. When your garage door squeaks, creaks, or just flat out breaks, you need Precision Garage Door. Always open and available on weekends. Plus, they stock the largest selection of hurricane impact garage doors in South Florida. Go to flgaragedoor.com. flgaragedoor.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are mostly sunny as we move through our Monday. Nice and warm out there as well, with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Drier air and high pressure now in place, so skies are going to stay dry and clear for the next several days. A little breezy at times through the day, winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're back in the 80s again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Shoppers, this is your local sweet corn farmer letting you know that Florida sweet corn is in season. Ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com. And happy eating
from the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach, open 7 days a week. Beautiful ladies, 5-star menu. And this Friday, May 5th, it's Cinco de Mayo party like you've never seen before. Tequila shots plus taco specials and lime jello wrestling. It's Cinco de Mayo only like Monroe's could do. Friday, May 5th, put it in your calendar. Plus tequila shots and taco specials. Where do you want to celebrate Cinco de Mayo? It's Monroe's. Peace.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for Fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
The biggest horse race of the year is here, and there's no better time to get in on the action with FanDuel Racing, because right now all customers can get a no-sweat derby bet up to $20. That means you'll get up to $20 back if your win bet doesn't win. The FanDuel Racing app is super easy to use, safe, and secure, and when you win, you get paid fast. So don't miss out. The Derby is coming up this Saturday. It's the most watched horse race in the world and the longest continuously running sports event in the country. Get in on the excitement and tradition of the Run for the Roses this Saturday. The FanDuel Racing app has all the horse racing action. Visit racing.fanduel.com/DerbyFL for your chance to get a no-sweat derby bet up to $20 on FanDuel Racing. That's racing.fanduel.com/DerbyFL. Age and residency restrictions apply. Offer valid on first Derby win wager. Refund issued in non-withdrawable racing site credit that expires on 6/12/23. Restrictions apply. See terms at racing.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Rizza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, it's the Greek for Tito's Handmade Vodka. Tito's Vodka's been doing it for 25 years, putting the best vodka on the shelves. Whether it's Tito's on the rocks or maybe Tito's and lemonade, any combination always works. Playing golf, 18 holes, guess what? After a game, why not have some Tito's and feel like a real winner and like you have a green jacket already? And it's Derby week. Who doesn't love the Derby? Have some Tito's and you'll definitely be in the winner's circle for the Kentucky Derby. It's the Greek. It's Tito's Handmade Vodka. Peace.
And now, a couple of corny facts. Number 1, there are about 800 kernels in each ear of corn. Number 2, an ear of corn always has an even number of rows. And number 3, Florida sweet corn season ends in June. June? What? Why didn't anybody tell me that it was gonna...
Oh, well, I guess that's a wrap.
It's sweet corn season in Florida. Stop on your way home and get some before it's gone. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
95 accident-free. Boca to Jupiter looking pretty good in the West Palm area north towards the Gardens. And if you are heading into the Delray, Boca Raton area, things are a little bit busier there. Military Trail southbound on the south side of Okeechobee Boulevard, we have some slowdowns. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Reese.
And the Treasure Coast. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Monday. Hope you guys had a good weekend and enjoyed yourself. And if you're a Florida sports fan, South Florida sports fan, you're happy because the Panthers and the Heaters both won. We'll get into that in the trifecta. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And Francis is here.
Hey, what's up? Happy Monday.
And it's time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
Miami Marlins, they had a big weekend too. They won 3 in a row from the Cubs. And in the month of April, they are 16-13, so over 500. And if you have the Marlins for the over, you're on good pace. But the Marlins had a good weekend, sweeping the Cubs. And Sunday had over 20,000 in attendance. So that's a big win. Miami Heat, unbelievable this week. They knocked off the Milwaukee Bucks as the number 1 seed, and the Heat were the 8th seed. And then they go up to the Garden on Sunday and win 108-101. Jimmy Buckets, big game, 25 points. Hurt his ankle at the end of the game. Hopefully that's not bad. We'll find out today. I'm sure right now as we speak, they're working on his ankle. But the Miami Heat up 1-0. Also, the Warriors won Game 7 yesterday against the Kings by 20. And Steph Curry was Steph Curry. He dropped in 50 points. Unbelievable game. Kings, good series, great year. 48 wins, second most in their franchise history. They're a young team. They're staying together. They will not go anywhere. In the West, you got Denver taking on the Suns tonight. Now you got the Lakers and Warriors. In the East, you have Philly and the Celtics tonight. And then you got the Knicks and the Miami Heat. And the Florida Panthers are the big story right now in all of sports and especially hockey. They won last night. Big game in the Boston up there, win 4-3 in overtime. And with a couple minute and change, they tied up the game. They were up 2-0, ended up tying up the game, and then won in overtime 4-3. An unbelievable story. Go Cats, just unbelievable. And Boston had the best record in the NHL all season long, and also one of the best records ever in the NHL. And by the way, if you want to hear Florida Panthers hockey, if you want to hear hockey by the Panthers in the playoffs, there's only one place to listen to it. It's 92.1 Real Radio. We'll have all the games, including tomorrow night as they take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by Tequila 512. Thank you. Also, you guys, I don't know if you saw this, Kendall Jenner, who is one of the Kardashians, she's dated some NBA players. And her sister has a T-shirt on that people want. It says Kendall starting 5, and it's all the 5 guys that she dated and a picture of her in the middle. Franny, if your sister did that to you, would you be upset?
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. I mean, they just have that reputation, not just her, the whole family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But her starting 5. Now, people want to buy it. They were talking about social media. And I don't know. I don't know if you'll be saying to your sister, like, really? You got to put that out there? But you'll be seeing it, I'm sure. You might see it at the Met Gala this week where people wearing it. But, yeah, her sister Kim has 5 players that she dated in the NBA. And it was just something funny. And it was talked about yesterday all over the place and social media. And I'm sure it was talked about at the games and that her sister wore it. I'm sure her sister, the other sister, knew. You think she just surprised her and wore it? Or do you think she knew?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I would assume, I would guess, I would hope that she knew about the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go on the websites and buy this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, can you?
Yeah. This is a mass. Yeah. Like Etsy has it. One Rocket
there
has
you
it.
go.
And the store has it. I mean, this is all over the
How
place.
much is the price?
Like $25.
Wow.
$20
Wow, that's
depends on where you go. 20 to $25 it looks like.
It says Kendall starting 5.
Buck T has it, buckt.com.
Oh, yeah. So it's been around, huh? Or is this a new thing? And now it's just everywhere.
Yeah.
Since her sister wore it.
It's a picture of her kind of looking back over her shoulder, and then the 5 players like they're, some sort of basketball shot. Even with their, matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the NBA gets involved in this.
That's right.
Because they've got them in their jerseys.
They do, yeah.
So that's obviously a copyright infringement there, unless they got permission from the NBA, which I doubt that. I mean, they're pretty progressive in the NBA, but I don't think they're that progressive.
No. I think they would want a piece. That's the
well,
first thing I thought.
Nothing else, they'll want a piece of it.
The first thing I thought, I said, I wonder if the NBA knew about this, obviously, or they even call the NBA, or they just put it out there, and they're making the money on it, because people will buy it. And they will wear it.
How does that work? Because, you see Etsy, right? They have a lot of people who have their own unique custom shops, and they do that, like from college teams to pro teams. Like they create things. I mean, I know I bought a lot of stuff of Etsy for my teams,
right?
And I doubt they go through the NCAA or the NFL to.
It depends on what it is.
Get
right?
the logos.
So if you have, if you get like a label printer or something, they can make the logos of the team. If you buy you can buy the rights to do that and to print those and to sell them, like I don't know, like these, the coffee mug. What do you call them? The Yetis or whatever, right? So some people get where they can put like the U on it, right? So as long as you get the permission,
but I have a feeling a lot of people don't
label,
get the permission.
they may be doing it too. You're taking a risk, obviously, and they can come after you at some point if you don't pay to have the right to do that.
All it takes is usually somebody to pick it up, pick up the phone.
Well, and something like this is such high profile. I can't believe that doesn't get a cease and desist on that too. Because I mean, again, it's the one thing that the NBA and the NFL, they can't license the city names, but they can license the mascot. So the Lakers is right there in the jersey, the dude's jersey. I mean, that's copyrighted right there. I don't know.
We don't know, but I don't think they did. I don't think they even thought about it, and it's out there and thinking about it. And as obvious it is, with a lot of things you can't use, and people don't realize until somebody gets caught.
Sure.
Somebody picks up the phone and calls, says, "Hey, you can't do it," and then they stop. Same thing with a name.
It's there's so many copyrights out there that people don't think about, especially in the sports. We get it every year whenever the Super Bowl comes around. Of course, we get the memo from corporate saying you can't say Super Bowl, you can't say Super Sunday, you can't say Super this, Super that, Super whatever, right? And pretty much just don't say the word Super. And same thing with March Madness and all that stuff. So a lot of people don't think about that kind of thing.
Well, you get a lot of athletes who do commercials outside of the NFL, and they'll have a uniform on and maybe a similar color. Mm-hmm. Like I remember painting one man who did one years ago. I don't know what it was for, but he had a blue jersey on.
Yep.
Not a Colt jersey, just a blue jersey.
Just a blue jersey.
So it still, as a fan, it registers in your head, but it's not the Colt jersey.
Sure.
But I would think something like this, and I could be wrong, because then what happens when if you buy stuff from NBA.com and stuff like that, they have a little tag on it that says, NBA license and stuff like that on the inside. It always does. And I would think that doesn't. And also those players might have to get paid for using their likeness, and also for the NBA.
Possibly.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, to be honest with you. You would imagine, right?
You're using their likeness to be more. I mean, it's not like, you can see their faces and you can make out who it is. I knew who the guys were. And like you said, the logo of the team, too. Now, who knows? Kardashians today, their phone may ring. They might not even think about it.
They got enough money to pay them off.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not worried about it.
No, but it's a funny story. That's it. It's one of those things where you look at it and you say, man, did the sister know? But I'm sure, like Franny said, the sister.
Well, I guess we're going to have to wait until the premiere of The Kardashians on Hulu, May 25th, to see her reaction.
Well, you never know. We might find out before then. They might have like somebody.
That's how they're pumping it, because they saw in like the trailer that she was wearing the shirt. And of course, all the internet sleuths were like, oh my God, that's funny. And then found out where you can find it. But they're saying that you're not going to be able to see Kendall's reaction until. And so, it's a promo. They're plugging it.
Of course.
They got their new season coming up.
I'll tell you what, Franny, you let me know.
I will. Absolutely. I don't even know. Maybe I watched the first 2 seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which was, I don't know, what, like 20 years ago, it feels like.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. But I have no interest. I feel like I have no interest in watching this show at all.
Somebody grew up.
At all.
Well, a lot of people don't, but they're just their name. You know what? People know their name. I mean, that's what it comes down. A lot of people don't watch the show, but they're mainstream with a lot of Americans.
Some people do. A lot of people do watch it. I mean, it's on the air for a reason.
Yeah, they have millions.
For that long, too.
Just because it's not our thing doesn't mean that there isn't a big group of people out there that don't like it.
Yeah,
they've had certainly,
and they got millions and millions of followers.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's your chance to pick up tickets right now. 877-927-6969. That is the number, and these are big tickets right now.
Franny announced it earlier that Aerosmith is going on tour, and we have a pair of tickets for you to win right now. 877-927-6969. That's right, Aerosmith's show. They have a special guest, the Black Crowes. They're going to be, it's their Peace Out Farewell Tour, apparently, coming to FLA Live Arena Friday, October 20th. Look at that. It's not even on a school night. Tickets are going to be on sale this Friday at 10 a.m., but you got a chance to win them right now. 877-927-6969. You can get all the details and another chance to win at realradio921.com. Look under our contest page there, and there's all kinds of prizes that you can register to win for, especially and this is there as well, too, so you can get a pair of Aerosmith tickets there. But give us a call right now. We're going to play a little game called He Said, She Said. Super simple game. I'm going to read you a quote. You just got to let us know. Did Greek say it? Did Franny say it? Or did I say it? And I have the audio to back it up. So give us a call right now. Look at that. Phone lines are blowing up.
Of course. I knew they would be.
Any surprise? Any
No.
surprise?
No. Aerosmith's huge.
No.
And this could be it. This could be their farewell tour.
That's what they're saying. They're calling it the farewell tour. So, I mean, they could pull a kiss. You never know.
A lot of groups end up doing that. But, yeah, I saw them years ago, and they were a great show. Don't forget, this week there's a lot going on. There is Sunfest. We gave away tickets to Sunfest a couple weeks. A lot of times we gave away tickets. If you end up going, please call us and tell us what kind of time you had, good or bad. And also this week, you can call us all week or text us or email Jimmy Sunfest memories. Some memory that you have from Sunfest. I know some people met at Sunfest and got married. I know some people that changed their lives for a concert they saw. But if you got any memory all week, call us. Let us know. 877-927-6969. Maybe it's your best show you ever saw. Or maybe the best time. Or, man, I saw one of my favorite bands of all time. Last year, Franny brought out a group on stage. That's a cool memory.
Yeah, I brought out Slightly Stupid. It was fantastic.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's not a lot of things like that. But if you have any kind of memory all week long, call us about Sunfest. And it is this weekend. It starts Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And don't forget, the Formula One race is this weekend, too, 5 through 7. That's down at the Hard Rock Stadium. That was huge last year. Very cool. It'll be very cool again this year. So if you went last year, let us know about that. And if you're going this year, I know a lot of people are going, excited. Hopefully the weather's good. No bad weather, because that'll definitely hurt the race. But check it out. And plus, you got
looks like we're supposed to have a beautiful. I know at least this week, it looks like it's going to be really, really, really nice.
Great.
I mean, things can change,
Sure.
but as of now, it looks like we're going to have a beautiful week ahead of us.
Yeah, we found that out with the weather all the time. Things could change. And the Palm Beach Kennel Club is where you can bet the Kentucky Derby. Don't forget about that. You can bet it on Friday, starting at the Palm Beach Kennel Club. And it's also Cinco de Mayo on Friday. What? That's right. And where are you going to party? Party at Monroe's, because they got a big Cinco de Mayo party. Jimmy,
Cinco de Mayo party. Cinco de Mayo party.
Jimmy, are we ready?
We are ready, and our first contestant for today is Paul. Paul, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Hey, Frannis.
What's going on, Paul?
Hi, Paul. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. How long have you been listening to Real Radio?
Like 15 years. I'm hoping that Jimothy gives me that quote about someone smoking some meat. I hope he gives me that quote.
Someone's
the answer to that one.
Well, that's not a good way to start the contest when you're trying to set me up with the quote.
He's like, I know the answer. Give me that one.
Yeah, give me the answer because I know that one.
That's not how it works.
But you know what, Paul? I like your game, buddy. Nice job. All right, Paul. Well, you obviously know how this game is played, and you're playing for a pair of tickets to see Aerosmith. They are going to have special guest, the Black Crowes, Friday, October 20th at FLA Live Arena. I'm going to read you a quote, Paul. You got to let us know. Did Greek say it? Did Franny say it? Or did I say it? All right, buddy?
Okay.
Here it is. I got to call you back. I got some nuts in my mouth. I got to call you back. I got some nuts in my mouth. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I say that?
Man. Let's go with the Greek.
There you go.
Wow.
How about that? One and done. And this is what that sounded like.
I got to call you back. I got some nuts in my mouth. I don't remember that.
You know, it happens.
Yeah, it does.
Sometimes,
Walnuts?
the phone rings and just while you're eating some nuts, some cashews. All right, buddy. Great job, Paul. If you would, hang tight. I'm going to put you on hold. When we go to break, I'm going to get on the line with you off air, get a little bit more info from you, and we'll get you set up with those tickets, okay?
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Nice.
Wow,
So
that
he
was
did-
impressive.
He didn't even need the setup.
That was good.
What'd
Good
he
job,
say?
Jimmy.
What did he say? What one did he want?
Oh, he wanted the one about
meat.
smoked meat.
Smoked meat.
Smoked meat.
Yeah.
I'll have to see if I have that one. That one is not on the list right now, but
I'm sure it was in the past. Yeah, if you heard it.
Yeah. All right.
Jimmy,
Great
thanks
job,
for your help
Paul.
with the contest.
No
Always
problem.
appreciate that. Again, Aerosmith tickets, we just give them away every day on the Penthouse 1145. We always have something special for you guys to thank you. We appreciate you guys listening all the time and spreading the nonsense of Real Radio 921. Also, if you like the Florida Panthers, we are going to be home of the Panthers for the playoffs.
Yeah. Not only that, I mean, you can listen to them on Real Radio 921. Also, you can listen to it on the stream. So if you've got the latest iHeartRadio app on your phone, you take it with you anywhere. Whether you're listening to us on terrestrial or the streaming, we will have the Panthers game throughout the playoffs for 2023. How exciting is that, huh?
Yeah, especially they're hot as a firecracker right now. They just won yesterday, beating the Bruins, which is huge. So maybe it's because they knew they were going to be on Real Radio. You never know.
Well, that'll do it, right?
Yeah, they were probably jacked up. Mm-hmm. And they said, we got to start winning. We got to win it all. You never know. Maybe this is the year they go all the way and win it.
How about that, huh?
That'd
Could be.
Yeah,
Could
you
be.
never know.
Got
You never know.
got another tough opponent coming up. So they took out the number 1 seed. Now they got to take out the number 2 seed. So we'll see if they can do it and keep it going. But boy, I tell you what, they got all the momentum in the world on their side.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're hot, that's what you need. You know, especially in the playoffs. It's not how you played during the season. It's how you played in playoffs. And more sports, you know what? More and more teams make it. They get in, and then once they get in, you never know what happens. Look at the Miami Heat, same thing.
And especially here, because I mean, you're talking about sports that are, a best of something series,
Sure.
right? Whether it's 5 games or 7 games, depending. But it's not one fluke win, right?
Nope.
You know,
got to win 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys rather be rich and single or poor and in love? It's a question that was asked yesterday. Rich and single or poor or in love?
Poor and in love.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying. I was just correcting what you said. No, rich and single.
Poor in love.
Wow. Wow, that was quick.
I'm just
Poor in
kidding.
love.
I don't want to be poor. I mean, I'm already struggling as it is. So I'm guessing poor would be less money than what I have right now. And that sucks.
And if you're rich, you can buy yourself some love.
Exactly. And just because you're single doesn't mean that you
can't
can't.
make some peace money.
Yeah, you can't have companionship, right?
Yeah.
Like you could just have a lot of it.
Yeah. more than you anticipated.
877-927-6969. That's the number to call if you guys want to get involved with this. Also, Sunfest stories all week long. Something that happened at Sunfest. I know people who have gotten married. People saw a group that they loved their whole life. Somebody that they listened to growing up. Maybe just you and your friends just hung out. A great memory. Maybe you had an unbelievable pretzel. Or you met somebody famous. Maybe you met somebody, bumped into somebody, one of the acts. Sunfest memories all week long on Real Radio 92.1. Give us a call, 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. Or you can text us, Real Radio. That's what we put in, 47142. Or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com. Those are the things that are on the board. You guys can get involved. Also, if you want to talk about the Panthers, if you're a Panther fan, jump up and take a bow wow. And the Heaters, too. The Heat have won 5 of 6 games in the playoffs, an unbelievable run. But on the board today so far is, would you rather be in love and poor or single and rich?
Well, we've been giving you $1,000, a chance at $1,000 up to 13 times a day for a little bit now, and that doesn't stop. We still got some more of that coming up this week. But here's another way that you might be able to earn yourself a cool $1,000. It's over a year's time, though, so it's going to take it a little bit of an effort, but The sexual wellness brand Love Honey is looking for 10 adults who'd like to get paid $1,000 over the year to do something that we already do for most of us, and that is to just pleasure yourself. These people will serve as members of their new Orgasm Advisory Board, and they'll also receive $250 worth of sex toys every month. In addition of the self-love, members will also be expected to create content, of course, nothing nudity.
I was going to say, what kind of content are they looking for?
They're only paying you, Gino.
Right?
You can go to fans only.
I was going to say, for $1,000, that's $1,000 an hour, maybe. But apparently, yes, he got to create some content by sharing feedback on various products that they've sent, both with the company and in the form of reviews, although they can be anonymous. You don't have to put your name out there. So there is some work involved, and $1,000 isn't a ton. It's only $83 a month or $20 a week. But this could still be an appealing...
Well, and you get all the sex toys, too, right on top of that.
That's true, too. Huh? That's worth it right there.
They running batteries?
But this could be an appealing gig. No, they send you solar. It's all battery. But this could be an appealing gig for anybody who already enjoys trying out new products. So if you're interested, you can apply at lovehoney.com starting today. The link may be not suitable for work, so keep that in mind, but there is no nudity there. But if you want to, you can go check that out. And they're looking for, they're very diverse. They were looking for all kinds of different people to do this with. But they'll just, it's the typical thing where they want you to go on social media and, promote their products and things like that. So that's the type of content, quote unquote, that they're looking for you to create. So if that's your thing, go for it.
Did they throw in a windbreaker?
Actually, let me look. Yes, they do.
They do.
They do, yeah.
What is a windbreaker for?
It's pink.
A little jacket.
I know what it is. So I'm just wondering what it's for.
Well, just so you can wear and promote, get out there and about.
Oh, okay. Got it. Like the logo's on the back.
And your name.
Okay. All right.
It says Frank.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah. This way people know. I mean, if you're good at something, you should tell people you're good at it. So you know what? You'll get more people to get involved.
How about that? You're already doing it when I get paid for it.
Maybe throwing a hat. I'm not going to ask for a T-shirt or a couple.
Come on, they're already giving you $250 worth of sex toys, G. What more do you want?
Well, I'm trying to help them.
Don't get too greedy.
Check out my windbreaker. It tells you what I do. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Monday, a good Monday, and Sunfest stories all week. Guys, give us a call of some memory that you had at Sunfest. I know everybody out there has been at least one Sunfest, I'm assuming, over the years, and maybe not. And maybe this year, we gave you Sunfest tickets, and you could have a new memory. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call on a Monday. We're going to come back with some fun facts and so much more in the Penthouse. Peace.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are mostly sunny as we move through our Monday. Nice and warm out there as well, with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Drier air and high pressure now in place, so skies are going to stay dry and clear for the next several days. A little breezy at times through the day, winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're back in the 80s again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country, with 20,000 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When I set out to build our firm, it was built for greatness. It was built for you. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. If you or anyone in your family has been injured, call America's largest injury law firm. Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Visit ForThePeople.com for an office near you.
The podcast, Silenced, The Radio Murders, explores the unsolved homicides of 3 disc jockeys in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operating base for the CIA.
They were using their newfound freedom and the radio airwaves to ignite a revolution. That's when the killing started.
Listen to Silenced, The Radio Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTRCM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password.
Or you did become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Fast food doesn't always have to sound like this.
Hi, can I give you a order, please?
When you buy fresh from Florida, fast food can sound like this. Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
Listening to this station on your free iHeartRadio app could put $5,000 in your pocket.
No way, are you kidding me?
Open your app and search this station to be instantly qualified for the cash.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone?
Do flowers have best friends?
I don't know. Hey, look.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
You've been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
From Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Back in The Penthouse on a Monday afternoon. Thanks so much for listening. Big giveaway today. Aerosmith, we made it happen for you guys. Want to always thank you for listening to Real Radio 92.1. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hey, what's up?
And it's time for some fun facts.
It's Freddy's Fun Facts. Well, if you were listening to This Day in History, and you know today is May 1st, you may have heard some of these, but it is May Day. May Day, but not like that kind of May Day. So May Day is mostly celebrated everywhere else around the world except for here in the U.S. There are some things that we do, but here are some facts about May Day you may not know. So it's actually two separate holidays. They say it really is two separate holidays. A celebration of the coming of summer and fertility, and the celebration of Labor Day. Now, we know our Labor Day is in September.
Yes.
But a lot of other countries, especially in Europe, they celebrate Labor Day on May Day, May 1st. Yep. So according to history, Beltane is the pagan name for May Day and translates to Day of Fire. Said because it celebrates the coming of warmer weather and fertility. So maybe today's the day to get it on if you want to have a baby. I'm going to text my girlfriend, Michelle.
Hold on. Text Michelle. Michelle wants to have a baby.
Call me, Michelle.
Jimmy says, call me. It's May Day. Make it happen.
May Day also celebrates International Workers' Day and the decision to limit a workday to 8 hours. In the 19th century, American laborers fought for this right. And although America celebrates Labor Day in September, as I mentioned before, many countries celebrate the holiday. Today, a tradition associated with May Day comes from the medieval era. The dance around the maypole, I know Jimmy mentioned that. Young unmarried women circle around a decorated pole while weaving different patterns of ribbons. The Catholic Church banned the practice in the 1600s because they believed the dance had impure and sexual connotations. The dance is still practiced throughout Europe to this day, though. They're like, we don't care what you say. We're going to dance around the pole anyway.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to do what we want.
Get those dollar bills in the air, gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
May 1st in Hawaii is called Lay Day.
Similar.
But no, like the lays.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I know.
And it's celebrated with festivals, lay making competitions, music, and all kinds of fun. And as I said in the beginning, shouting May Day is most commonly known as the International Distress Signal and has no association with May 1st, May Day, because we know May Day, M-A-Y-D-A-Y, no space in between, means come help me. And that derives from the French. So when you hear May Day has nothing to do with today, which is a celebration of fertility and the coming of summer. And there you go with your May Day fun facts.
Come help me. I don't know. Kind of put the two together.
I need help.
Maybe.
If you put me, help me out on this, we can make it, achieve it together. You always need somebody to help you finish something. 877-927-6969.
Not always.
Not always. Not always, but most times.
Go to lovehoney.com if you want to
Yes.
pay into pleasure yourself.
And you get $1,000.
Yeah.
And a windbreaker. I mean, come on, you get a lot. 877-927-6969. It is Sunfest week, so if you got a Sunfest memory, call us and let us know. We'd love to hear. Jimmy, you have any off the top of your head? Any Sunfest memories?
When Franny brought Slightly Stupid out on stage last year, I thought that was really, really cool. We had a nice event there for iHeart, and we had meeting some of our clients and everything, a client party, and now we went outside, and unfortunately there's a little bit of rain, but outside of that, it was kind of neat watching our girl go up on stage and bring out a really big band. So that was really
fun.
cool. And then of course, every time we go there's something new, and we have a lot of fun when we're there. We've had great weather outside of that little bit of rain we had that last year. We usually have great weather. And you and I have hung out there a couple times at the Real Radio 10 a bunch of times by the I keep forgetting the name of that theater stage.
The Ford?
In the middle. The
Meyer Amphitheater.
Meyer Amphitheater,
Yes.
that's the one. Yeah, because we're usually right around that area, which is really, really cool. And that's pretty much the ones that jumped to my mind. Last year, was it last year or the year before you lost your sunglasses?
Last year.
Was it last year?
That
was a
brutal.
big one.
Yeah, that was brutal.
But other than that, and that's not really a good memory, obviously, but just something that I kind
Pops
of
in your
remember. But how about you? Was there something special that's happened at Sunfest that jumped out of you?
I thought it was cool when Franny did that last year. A couple of years ago, I don't know what it was. We did something with the Seminole Casino Coconut Creek, and I had to bring the bands out at the amphitheater, and that's where I got when I was down at the Seminole Casino. I got the names all wrong, and they brought me back 3 years in a row, which I was shocked. And then they brought me back at Sunfest to bring the names out there, so that was cool. But yeah, but just hanging out with your friends and having a good time. And I think when you first come down here and you go to Sunfest, maybe the first couple of years, you feel like, okay, this is what South Florida is about, part of it, and it's a great time. And, it's a good place to hang with friends, and everybody's always in a good mood. The barges, I'm sure everybody has some kind of thought process about the barge, maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago, whenever you went. And just enjoying yourself and seeing the bands.
And it's so incredible because I know like they were talking about cutting back a few things, right? Like the fireworks are no longer and it's down to 2 stages now. It's a Ford stage and the Ideal Nutrition stage, which is the Meyer Amphitheater.
Right.
So they're doing a few things because they want to bring in bigger names. But man, Sunfest, I'm on your website and I am scrolling and because I was wanting to look back and see all the bands that I've seen. Throughout the years, and I'm only down to 2013, but from Ed Sheeran to the Goo Goo Dolls to the Bengals, Blues Travelers, Snoop Dogg, Jason Derulo, Fall Out Boy. We've had so many massive acts come through this. And as I mentioned, I'm just scratching the surface. Now.
I remember the one year that I was down there, we stayed late to see 311 was Johnny C., our old host here. And we stayed late because they were on at, I think, 11 o'clock that one night when we were there for the day. And then when we left, that's when the Jonas Brothers were leaving. Oh, wow. So we were able, because of our media passes, we were kind of able to sneak by the crowd, but they had blocked off the area where they were leaving. So all the limos had come in and, it's kind of tight, that whole area down there, there's not a lot of room. So they blocked that off. I remember that going on. No, that was pretty neat.
Massive bands.
Yep. Always great shows. So if you guys got any kind of a memory of something that you did, maybe somebody you met, hanging out with your friends, whatever it is, call us all week. You can do that. That's on the table. 877-927-6969. We talked about this last week, and I am in the neighborhood of doing it right now, getting a passport, something I think I lost years ago. But they said there's 500,000 applications a week right now.
You got to get it in. If you are planning on traveling, and I'm even talking about by fall, do it now.
Yeah.
They are so backed up right now when it comes to it. Even if you try to expedite it, I know somebody who's going through the process right now. And we're talking 13 weeks minimum.
What happened?
Many people are wanting. So many people are getting passports. So many people want to travel internationally. From getting a brand new one to just renewing. They just have so many people that are putting in applications right now.
I do know somebody who just got one, and it was 6 weeks. And he got it on Friday, so he told me about it because I got the paperwork last week for the first time to get a passport. I think I had one years ago, but I lost it. I don't remember having it. He said it was about 6.5 weeks, but then I read this.
Because if you did have one and it's not expired yet.
Oh, it's definitely expired.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I was like, the renewing process is easier than having to get a whole brand new one.
Definitely expired. So I think they last 10 years.
Yeah, as of April 3rd, Jimmy, this was on CNBC. They were saying U.S. passport delays may be 4 months long and could get worse.
Wow.
Is what the claim is. Yeah.
It's just an influx of people wanting it.
Right? The demand for international travel. Yep.
Yeah, they said the global amount of money so far has been spent is unbelievable, like over $90 billion so far this year. But they said they're getting 500,000 applications a week.
Wow.
So
it's amazing.
Yeah. People want to, travel and get outside of the country and do what they got to do. So, and I'm one of them. So, we'll see what happens. It is a process that you have put it through, and you can obviously go to your post office.
And pay attention, because a lot of people don't realize that their passports have expired.
Until they have to go.
Until they're ready to go.
That happened to another one of my good buddies. He just said that. He just checked a couple of weeks ago, and he goes, and it's done. So now he has to go.
I didn't even think of it. We got ours, but,
10 years.
I filled out the paperwork. We sent it in, and I didn't really pay attention. I didn't realize there was an expiration on it. So 10 years, you're saying that they're
I believe so.
Okay, all right, good to know.
10 years?
I think. I'm not 100%, G.
Yeah, but I think it is 10 years.
Right, okay, all right.
It is the Penthouse, and it is a Monday. Just gave away Aerosmith tickets. And don't forget, you can call us about your Sunfest good memories and at the Panthers. We are the home of the Panthers for the rest of the playoffs. Maybe they'll make the run to the Cup. And also, hats off to the Miami Heat. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Rover's Morning Glory.
Our video director was in the bathroom with Keith, the head honcho, and while they're at the urinals, Keith just keeps pulling the handle to flush the urinal over and over and over again. Why are you doing that?
It's a sound deterrent. I don't like to do my business while standing next to Snitzer without some sort of sound.
Is it because you have a pathetic stream?
Rover's Morning Glory.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on Real Radio 92.1 for the Palm Beaches and 101.7 for the Treasure Coast.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are mostly sunny as we move through our Monday. Nice and warm out there as well with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Drier air and high pressure now in place. So skies are going to stay dry and clear for the next several days. A little breezy at times through the day, winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're back in the 80s again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? Need Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
What you've heard about probiotics is probably wrong. I eat yogurt, so I don't need to take a probiotic.
Probiotics? They don't really work.
It's time to learn the truth about probiotics from Align, the probiotic brand recommended by gastroenterologists 2 times more than any other probiotic brand. Align has probiotics to naturally help relieve occasional bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort. Try Align for a month and see how great a healthy gut can feel at AlignProbiotics.com.
Fast food doesn't always have to sound like this. When you buy fresh from Florida, fast food can sound like this. Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny, fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
We're Storm Smart. Here in Florida, that's a name people trust. For over 26 years, we've been making storm catcher screens, the leading hurricane safety product on the market, protecting over 90,000 Florida homes in communities just like yours. And while storms may come and go, one thing's for sure, Storm Smart's here to stay. Day in and day out, we'll be here, working harder to make sure you can breathe a little easier. SMART is protecting our community today and tomorrow.
Spring has sprung and it's full tilt boogie time at GiveMeTheVIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In office, West Palm Beach. Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 3.5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
The internet can be an all-you-can-eat buffet for identity thieves.
So full. Too many maiden names. And social security numbers. Where'd you find those? By the password bar. Can't miss them.
LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss by monitoring your credit and bank statements. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial pound wall. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
We're just getting word of an accident blocking the left lane 95 northbound at PGA Boulevard. By the way, all the roadways have reopened along PGA and in that area of Palm Beach Gardens, North Palm Beach, where the tornado hit on Saturday. Turnpike debris in the left lane southbound. This is around mile marker 95. It is a couple miles south of Southern. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Brightline Trains.
There's more of South Florida to see. Ride to white sand beaches in West Palm. Taste new flavors in Boca Raton. Or ride to a night out in Miami. Brightline makes getting around South Florida easier than ever. Book your next ride at GoBrightline.com.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open your
app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, it is The Penthouse on a Monday. Great weekend for South Florida sports. Again, go Panthers. You can hear the Panthers on Real Radio now for the rest of the playoffs, all the games. Let's go Cats. Maybe we get the cup this year. Jimmy's in house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And, of course, Francis is here.
Hello.
And Jamie Foxx is still in the hospital with really no details. And he's been in the hospital a while. I think it's going on about 3 weeks. Hopefully he's okay. But a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors. But there isn't anything that's come out that's been concrete. It's very, very shut down. I know family and friends obviously went out there. But really, it really hasn't popped yet. And he's a huge star. But nobody's really said what is wrong with him or what is happening. So hopefully he's getting better. And we wish him all the good wishes in the world that he heals up and gets back out of the hospital.
Yeah,
but it's been long.
It is odd that they're just keeping it under wraps. Only thing I've read or heard, they just keep on calling it, he experienced a medical complication.
Yeah.
Is all that they've been saying.
Yeah, he was on the set of a movie, and then the next day he was, in the hospital. And it's got to be serious because this has been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like over 3 weeks, I believe.
What was it? I think Nick Cannon, went to go see him or something. And there was this headline, Nick Cannon goes to see Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
So, you click on it to see, and he goes, well, he does nothing to report.
No.
So that turned out to be a goose egg as far as finding anything out about what's going on with him. But, wishing him the best. I hate to see something like that.
Yeah, and again, if you're in hospital 3 weeks, that's a long time. There's got to be something wrong with you.
Yes, it is.
Because the way medicine is today and the way technology is and the way they take care of people, I'm always amazed. My dad, when he had open heart surgery and a couple other things, 2 days later, he's home. And it's like, you're home in 2 days? And that's the way they do it today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they did actually. They released the cause of death for Jerry Springer too. They were saying it was pancreatic cancer.
Yeah,
because we knew it was. Yeah, we knew it was cancer, and we did, and he kind of kept it under wraps.
Didn't want to tell anybody.
No, and it was pretty quick. Somebody else did that recently too. There was somebody else who died, and we were like, wow, when that happened. And I believe it was a comedian. I have to think about it, and they didn't tell anybody. The same thing.
Yeah. It's not hit me, but I do
about
remember.
their cancer diagnosis.
Vaguely.
Yeah, and I want to say it was last year. But kind of staying on the celebrity tip, and we're going to talk about beautiful people. It looks like People has just released their most beautiful list. Now, this is something that happens every year. You get the sexiest man alive, and then you also get People's most beautiful list on there. If you were to create your most beautiful list, who would be on the top of your list of celebrities?
Celebrity.
Halle Berry.
Yeah, I would have to put her up there. No doubt about it.
And I'm sure she has been on the cover a few times.
I'm trying to think who else.
Do you want to guess who graces the cover if you have not seen it of this time?
Wasn't Taylor Swift last year? Or
No, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about 2023.
This year, who would be on the cover? Martha Stewart?
It is not Martha.
Who's a guess? A big guess.
I'm sure she's been on the cover. I got to look that up. I don't think that traditionally, I think she is a beautiful woman. I think she is hilarious, but I don't think she is what some would call that, what you would expect on the cover, right?
Lizzo?
It is not Lizzo, but she is featured in the magazine.
Let's go.
Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, okay.
Melissa McCarthy, yeah. When she heard the news that she was chosen to grace the cover, she was like, did my mom and dad have the two main votes here? Like, what's going on? And obviously, like, all joking aside, she says she's incredibly flattered over the honor. She's like, I thought the younger version of myself, or everybody out there who isn't the youngest or whatever, I felt like it was saying something really lovely to my younger self, to my 20-year-old self, that, maybe we can do this too. A little bit older. You don't have to have that Barbie doll size frame to be on there. And yeah, so good for her. I think she is fantastic. So she's on it. There's a lot of people who have made the inside of the People's Most Beautiful. And your girl, Lizzo, as you mentioned, is in that. Olivia Rodrigo, if you're familiar with who she is.
I know the name. If I saw her.
No. She's a musician.
Oh, okay.
Rihanna, Kelsey Ballerini, Pink also appear in the 2023. Oh, and Dolly Parton is in it too.
Dolly.
Dolly made it.
That's cool. I mean, it's a big list. Like I said,
what page is Greek on?
Back cover. Back cover. Way in the back.
I don't see him. But you also have your Jennifer Aniston, Elizabeth Banks, Margot Robbie. So yeah, there's a bunch of stars on there. Beautiful stars are on there, and they're all beautiful in their own rights.
That's right. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Monday. Had a big giveaway. Aerosmith tickets, baby. We gave them away at our farewell tour, and we gave them away today to you guys for listening. It is the Penthouse. It is a Monday. We're going to come back with a trifecta and a lot more. Peace.
iHeartRadio is the easy-to-use app for music and radio. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Hey, it's Rover. Real Radio wants to put $1,000 in your hand. We're giving you 13 shots a day to score $1,000.
Oh, yeah.
Can't believe it. Woo! Every weekday from 9:05 in the morning to 9:05 at night, we're giving you a keyword at 5 past the hour. Take that keyword and enter it at realradio921.com. Every keyword is worth $1,000.
Thank you. That's awesome.
It's $1,000 in your hand. Good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Grand in Your Hand is sponsored by Precision Garage Door. When your garage door squeaks, creaks, or just flat out breaks, you need Precision Garage Door. Always open and available on weekends. Plus, they stock the largest selection of hurricane impact garage doors in South Florida. Go to flgaragedoor.com. flgaragedoor.com.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Fresh from Florida.
Heat star Jimmy Butler's status for Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Semis is up in the air after spraining his ankle in Sunday's Game 1 win over the Knicks. Panthers are off to Toronto for the NHL's Eastern Conference Semis after they upset the greatest regular season team of all time. Game 1 is tomorrow. And ABC's getting heat from sports fans for using a New York City skyline shot that included the Twin Towers during yesterday's Knicks-Heat playoff game. I'm Scott Davidson.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for Fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are mostly sunny as we move through our Monday. Nice and warm out there as well with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Drier air and high pressure now in place. So skies are going to stay dry and cleared for the next several days. A little breezy at times through the day. Winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're back in the 80s again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Reese Windows and Doors.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word HAPPY right now to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Rizza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The biggest horse race of the year is here, and there's no better time to get in on the action with FanDuel Racing, because right now all customers can get a no-sweat derby bet up to $20. That means you'll get up to $20 back if your win bet doesn't win. The FanDuel Racing app is super easy to use, safe, and secure, and when you win, you get paid fast. So don't miss out. The Derby is coming up this Saturday. It's the most watched horse race in the world and the longest continuously running sports event in the country. Get in on the excitement and tradition of the Run for the Roses this Saturday. The FanDuel Racing app has all the horse racing action. Visit racing.fanduel.com/DerbyFL for your chance to get a no-sweat derby bet up to $20 on FanDuel Racing. That's racing.fanduel.com/DerbyFL. Age and residency restrictions apply. Offer valid on first Derby win wager. Refund issued in non-withdrawable racing site credit that expires on 6/12/23. Restrictions apply. See terms at racing.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Progressive protects more than just your home and car. You could save when you bundle your motorcycles, ATVs, boats, and RVs. Doesn't that sound good? Like the sound of the wind in the trees as your RV sits parked in the forest. Is that the call of the majestic owl? And there's the sound of a tree branch crashing into the roof of your RV. Oof, I guess their nest was in that branch. But you know what does sound good? You're covered with Progressive. So bundle all your vehicles and home in one place and save with the multi-policy discount. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers.
This week at Macy's, find great deals on a gift she'll love just in time for Mother's Day. Like fragrance gift sets from her favorite brands like Lancôme, Estée Lauder, Carolina Herrera, and more. Give her a new bag from Coach and Michael Kors, $250 and under. Plus, update your weekday wardrobe with wear-to-work separates, $150 and under. And get contact-free curbside pickup or pickup in store today at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
The internet can be an all-you-can-eat buffet for identity thieves.
So full. Too many maiden names. And social security numbers. Where'd you find those? By the password bar. Can't miss them.
LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss by monitoring your credit and bank statements. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Rizza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's at Palm Beach, open 7 days a week. Beautiful ladies, 5-star menu. And this Friday, May 5th, it's Cinco de Mayo party like you've never seen before. Tequila shots plus taco specials and lime jello wrestling. It's Cinco de Mayo only like Monroe's could do. Friday, May 5th. Put it in your calendar. Plus tequila shots and taco specials. Where do you want to celebrate Cinco de Mayo? It's Monroe's. Peace.
Fast food doesn't always have to sound like this.
Hi, can I give you a order, please?
When you buy fresh from Florida, fast food can sound like this. Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
You're looking good if you're on 95 right now, accident-free throughout the Palm Beaches. And looking like a 15-minute ride, southern to PGA. You've got metal debris all over the road on the Turnpike southbound, a couple miles to the south of Southern Boulevard in West Palm Beach. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sun. Refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station.
Luke, Rika, hope you plan on taking me to the Aerosmith concert. If not, we can just reenact all the songs at your place. You know, I'll put you in a dress and say, dude, looks like a lady. Or we could be living it up as we're going down in your elevator. You could bang me out on your balcony. And we'd be living on the edge. They'd definitely be showing me some sweet emotion. And don't forget, we need Jimmy there to film it. Because I want to relive it forever. And I don't want to miss a thing.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
I was thinking of
I'm ready, Greek.
Well, I don't want to break the camera. I was thinking about going to Aerosmith. Now I'm not.
No?
No way. I'm out. I'm done.
I'll take it, Nutmeg.
Nutmeg, go with Jimmy. Say hi to Joe Perry for me. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Monday.
Did Joe Perry join Aerosmith?
Am I wrong? What's his name? The lead guitarist? Isn't his name Joe Perry? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is. I think that's who it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, then you got me. I was like, yeah, it's Joe Perry.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I knew that. I was pretty surprised. When I'm very bad with names. The other night I was out with somebody 2 feet away from me, and he looked at me and goes, Greek, do you know my name? $100. I go, dude, stop. Come on.
Of course I don't.
Did you?
I didn't know his name. Huh. But I've never really been introduced to him. It was just always like, hey, what's up? What's up? You know what I mean? We weren't ever introduced, and he knew me as Greek, but I didn't know his name. So I met him, and I said, hey, now I won't forget. And the next day I saw him.
So what is it?
Perfect. Deflect.
It is a trifecta time. The Miami Heat went up to the Garden. They went up to the Garden, and they ended up winning 108-101. Big second half. They were down by 12 in the second quarter. 5 at halftime. Jimmy Buckets again did it. 25 points. Man, the Heat are on fire. 5 of 6 in the playoffs. And if you've been betting them, wow. you are in Schaefer City and you are crushing it.
Somebody sent me a link, though. His ankle's the size of a baseball.
Oh, well, then
Yeah.
that's bad.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sorry to bring bad news to it, but anyway, our good friend Kyle sent me a link, and I was looking at it going, oh, boy, that doesn't look too good, but didn't say anything about whether he wouldn't play or anything.
He's got a picture of Jimmy Butler's ankle?
No, it wasn't a picture of it. It was an article.
Oh, really?
He sent me an article. There was just an injury update on it, and apparently, yeah, it's pretty swollen.
That's bad. Then he'll definitely be out Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. But again, the Heat have been playing great. 5 out of 6. His ankle got stepped on yesterday. But we'll see what happens with that. The Florida Panthers, we are the home of the Panthers now going forward for the playoffs. That's right. We're on the train of the Panthers, baby. Big win yesterday. One of the biggest wins in NHL history. An 8 seed beat a 1 seed. That is tremendous, and it's going to go down. People are not going to forget it. They won in overtime 4-3, and they tied up the game with a minute and change left. Unbelievable if you're a Panther fan. I have a lot of friends who went to Game 6, and they were going crazy. I showed Jimmy a video when they ended up winning the game. So hats off to the Panthers. Great year, and let's keep it going. Maybe this is the year we get the cup, and it's all because of Real Radio.
Yep. Game
That's it.
time is tomorrow night. Puck's going to drop at 7 p.m. You can catch that right here on Real Radio 921, or you can also catch it on the app. So we'll be streaming the game as well. So even if you're not in your car and you're somewhere else outside of our listening area, you can still catch it on your phone. So it's a great way to listen to the Panthers take on Toronto, right? Maple Leafs?
Yeah, and first time Toronto's been in the second round in a while because they usually lose, and we're taking on to Toronto, and you can hear it on Real Radio.
Cool.
And the Marlins, another big weekend for them. They won 3 in a row, and after the first month, they are 16-13, over 500 by 3 games. And if you have the Marlins for the season win total, you're in good shape. And usually, if the team's over in April, it continues on, and it's a good trend. And yesterday, they had 20,000 people at the game. That's great attendance for a Sunday. I know it's the Cubs. A lot of Chicago people down here. Same thing when the Phillies come or the Mets. But hats off to them. Now, the Marlins have a tough game this next couple of days because they're playing Francis' Atlanta Braves, one of the best teams in baseball. And, Franny, do you think you'll get down this year to see the Marlins one time?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to one day. Just got a lot on my plate.
I know. You got a lot going on. And at least she's telling you now it's May 1st.
Yes.
I'm not getting there. We got May, June,
You know
July.
what? Never say never.
That's right.
You never know.
You never know. But hats off to the Marlins again. Good September. But again, Panthers or the Heat. Would you rather go, Jimmy, to a Heat playoff game courtside or a hockey playoff game, Panther game? Now, you've been to a lot of hockey games, right?
Not a lot, but the most recent sports. I went to the Devils Panthers game when playoff a few years ago when the Devils played them down here. See, that's a tough one because I haven't been to an NBA game since I was, little doesn't even describe it. I had to be under 10, I think. So to experience that again, I think I would like that. Although I love hockey, I love hockey in person. It's my favorite sport to watch in person because of the speed of it and everything. It's amazing how much television slows down a game of hockey. It's so amazing, and I guess it's just because you can see the whole. I don't know if it's because of the way, that you see the whole ice, for most of the game, and that makes it look slower. But just something about it that is so much faster and more exciting in person.
Now, hockey.
It's been a long time since I've caught an NBA game. So seeing the Heat play, boy, I tell you what, that might not be bad.
Now, hockey, would you say it's better to sit up a little?
I do. Yeah, I think. Well, in my own personal opinion, yes. I think that being able to see the ice just above the glass, that to me is ideal. Versus
so you can see all the action. Yeah.
Versus being right down behind, because a lot of times if you're down closer to the front, like if you're behind a bench, then the players block your view, and the wall itself blocks it when it's the action is close to your side. So that makes it a little difficult to see.
Yeah, again, I think you got 2 opportunities this week. You go to a Heat playoff game or a Panther playoff game.
And the higher up, obviously, you get to see more visibility of the ice, too.
I got to drop a puck a couple of years ago at a Panther game when I was at 940 Wins with iHeart. And we were sitting about, I would say, 40 rows up, but it was great seats. You got to see everything.
Yeah.
Not maybe 45, but it was cool. You got to see a guy. I think I've been to 5 hockey games in my life. But it was a cool experience. But call us and let us know. Also, Sunfest memories.
Let's go up tonight. Devils are playing the Rangers
There
in
you
Newark,
go.
right? Game 7's tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I think up there, because the Rangers tied it up 3-3. So that'll be Game 7. Boy, how exciting is that going to be? I'm going to have to pop that. I hope that's on my TV.
All Game 7s are great.
Yeah.
I got a couple texts in the text line at 47142. Start off with Real Radio. I am checking it out. I apologize that I have not looked in a little bit, but somebody, because G-Man was trying to say the whole saying about April showers bring me flowers. He couldn't get it out. He couldn't get it out. So they're helping you out, G-Man, because I know
April showers bring May flowers.
There you go.
You big Greek.
Thank you. We got that on our talkback line. If you got the latest iHeartRadio app on your phone, look for Real Radio 921 on there. You're going to see a little microphone on our homepage, and you can leave us a talkback message just like that.
There
Go
you
ahead,
go.
Franny. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you're fine. And then it says, Jimmy, does Love Honey cover lube costs? Said because you said there was a Love Honey is a sex toy company, I believe, or something.
Apparently, yeah, it's a website.
Yeah, they're going to pay you $1,000 for you to diddle yourself for a year. And it says, sure,
That's a new word.
Sure, the $1,000 is nice, and so is the $250 in sex toys. But a fleshlight and a 3-foot-long rubber octopus tentacle is only fun with proper lubrication. I don't want to have to dip into my profits for lube. Other than that, sign me up. So if they throw in the lube, then this person's in. And I believe that person is AJ.
I would imagine it is.
You wouldn't even have to. You don't even have to tell me
And
what
I
it is.
meant that was AJ, not that the lube is included.
Yes, it says dancing around a pole with flowers for May Day. They were like, sounds like a Thursday at Monroe's. Probably. Sandra wants you to check your email. Says, tell Jimmy to check his email. You're going to like this. That's from Sandra. And let's see. We have another one. Dancing around a pole with flowers. Sounds like a Friday with Granny.
All right.
They said, it's been a year. I think it's safe to say that Greek is not going to find his glasses. I still have those men's Prada sunglasses for sale if you want some. If you want them, got some Prada sunglasses for sale for you, G-Man. And then we were trying to think about the comic who hid his sickness, his cancer diagnosis and passed, and they said it was Norm Macdonald.
Okay.
According to the text line.
That's right. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
And then Aerosmith just announced their farewell tour today at 10 o'clock. That news broke. We did give away tickets to go see Aerosmith today. I believe we're going to do it again on Wednesday. And it says in 1976, we saw Aerosmith at the convention center. When we were leaving the building, there was a fire escape door was halfway open. We walked through it, and the band was standing there waiting for their limo. The bassist, Tom Hamilton, saw us and invited us to come on over.
Wow.
My girlfriend almost passed out, but she made it over to them. They offered a beer to us, and being underage at the time, obviously we accepted. After a few minutes of small talk, the two limousines drove up and picked them up. Steven Tyler yelled at my girlfriend and said, "You want to come along?" He said, "Just you, not the dude." Obviously, this dude doesn't look like a lady, so we left with a good memory.
Wow, that is a great story.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. Just you, not the dude.
Not the dude.
Hey, good thing, though, she didn't go.
Oh, true.
Because imagine if she went, he might have felt that would have been a memory that she would have had. Like, yeah, my girl left me and I was at the thing. That is cool. The stage door was open and they walked in the back and they offered him a beer. That's pretty cool. That is a great memory. 877-927-6969 if you want to call us, or you can text us. Franny just read a whole bunch of them. Real Radio 47142. Or you can email Jimmy at 921.com.
At realradio921.com.
Thank you, Franny.
No problem.
For picking up the slack of the Greek. Again, we were talking about the Panthers and Heat. What would you rather go to, a Panther playoff game or a Heat playoff game? What a weekend you could have this weekend down here. I mean, you could go to Formula One. You can go to a Heat playoff game. You go to a Panther playoff game. Sunfest. Whew, that's a lot. What do you think a doubleheader would be? Could you do the Heat are playing 1 o'clock Saturday. Could you do 1 o'clock Saturday Heat, watch the Derby, and go to Sunfest Saturday night? Could you handle that? Either one of you?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Oh, Franny could. Yeah, yeah, Franny. Jimmy, I think you got it. You,
As long as I had a driver. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could. Formula One, like I said, Sunfest. Wow, it is Cinco de Mayo on Friday night. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to that Formula One race. So that's,
yeah. Unbelievable. They talk about very pricey, the tickets. They're still available. Yeah. I've been getting a lot of emails from the Dolphins because I was a season ticket holder years ago, and I'm in their database, and they send it to you. I didn't know last year it did very well. I like a lot of people, I didn't realize that track was going to stay there. You know that.
We learned it last year when they were, after they built it, and because I don't go down there, I haven't seen it, so I mean, I think it's pretty obviously if you see it in person that it's the structures are permanent.
Yeah.
Some of the stands, I'm sure, are removable, but I believe the vast majority of it. I mean, there's buildings in the back that they were showing, and how did they do that? There was like some sort of they kind of made shift a pond where they had about 3 or 4 inches of water, and then that way they could put boats there to make it look like boats were docked up or something, right? For kind of a mini boat show.
It was cool.
Yeah,
I mean, it's amazing, and the thing is that the track is there. The stands are not, but even the tennis courts are there too.
Right.
Some of the tennis
courts. Yeah,
courts.
because they're permanent too, as well, correct?
Yeah, and parking's tough down there as it is. I mean, when you go to a Dolphin game.
It is pretty crazy, though, to drive by that stadium and see all the things they have there now. It used to just be football.
Yeah.
It is. It's pretty insane.
And that's the last that I was ever there. Was that matter of fact, I think Greek got me tickets to see the Green Bay Packers played there one year.
That was years ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, Brett Favre was playing.
Oh, wow.
That goes to show you how long ago it was, because I'll never forget he was on the field, and after a play, whatever it was, he had the ball in his hand and he was going to give it to the ref to place back, put back in play.
Yeah.
And he tossed the ball back to the ref behind him. And as he was releasing the ball, he realized that the ref had his back to him. So the ball hit the ref in the back of the head, and he immediately flagged him. Because they thought he didn't realize it was just an accident, and as he throws it, it's one of those looks on his face and everything.
Wow.
I had a perfect seat for when it happened too. I mean, it was on our end of the field.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
It was neat. But yeah, that was a while ago.
That had to be at least 15 years ago.
Yeah.
At least 15.
Yeah, I think that's the last time I've been down there. So, it's obviously that's all that the tennis courts, all that stuff with, or the other buildings that were put in for the racing. That's all after the fact.
Yeah, parking stuff for Dolphin games.
And last year though, we watched it because of the Formula One race. We saw like a bunch of videos. They did an aerial shot of the whole thing. So, I got a good idea of what it's like now. And boy, is that built up.
And they also have the training center for the Dolphins. Their complex is on there too in the back corner.
Is it?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Yeah.
And that's beautiful.
Was that the first thing they added, and then the tennis courts, and then the track?
No, they added.
Was it tennis courts first?
Tennis courts first.
Okay.
Then they just did the new complex for the Dolphins where they have training camp now.
Okay.
And then last year, May, whatever, they put the track. So there's a lot less room down there. Then you got it's like I said, it's amazing what they did. Like Randy says, when you drive by, I wouldn't mind seeing it overhead, checking it out.
Right.
I'm
An
sure
aerial
it's really
shot
beautiful.
of it.
Yeah, but the race is really, really cool. People are talking about it. Billboards all over the place. It's this weekend. And like I said, there is so much going on.
Formula One is great to watch on TV. The problem with it in person is you only get to see a little
2
bit,
seconds.
right? You say, boom, 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 as they go by, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And then you got to, hopefully there's a Jumbotron somewhere that can follow them as they go around the rest of the course. That's the only problem with the road course.
They do have that, and they are talking about Vegas. We heard from Teddy Covers, who calls us all the time, where they're ripping up the streets now, getting ready for their Formula One in November.
With the main strip there, I guess they're repaving that for the
race.
track. Yeah,
yeah, and that I believe, and I could be mistaken, but I believe that's a night race.
Yes,
I think that is a nice race because they had some they had Formula One cars actually in the win. Like, showing cars like going real slow through the wind.
Okay.
Different things like that. I think one car. But
almost like a small parade of them type thing.
Yeah, but that's going to be, like I said, I think it's going to be November. I know it's November, and it's, I believe, like I said, it's at night.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. I believe I remember reading that.
Yeah, and people love it, like I said. Franny, would that be something you'd be interested in going to?
I think it'd be cool to go to. I mean, I don't know if I would spend money to do it, but I mean, it would be something cool. I've never been to a Formula One. I've never been to a NASCAR. I've never done any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So once in my life, I think it would be cool.
I went to one
check it out.
NASCAR race years ago down at Homestead, and I went to one Formula One race years and years ago. They had one at the Meadowlands.
Yeah. Meadowlands Grand Prix.
Yeah.
I went to that the one. I think it was the second year that they did it. The Andrettis were big back then. Obviously, Mario was there. And that was just after. And again, it's dumb things that you recall when you think of something like this, like that Brett Favre story. That was just after they stopped allowing them to have the name Marlboro on the side of the car, because Marlboro was the sponsor for Andretti there for quite a while.
For years.
So now it just had to be the red and white kind of paint scheme that they had to represent the Marlboro logo. But yeah, that was big there. And all they did was kind of makeshift a track in the parking lot there where a giant stadium was.
Did they ever do any kind of Formula One over at the Palm Beach International Raceway? Did they ever? And I know it was it used to be Moroso, right?
I've never been there. I've heard that they did.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I don't know.
Yeah, and they haven't done anything. And I guess a lot of people are trying to figure out what the plans are for that land where the Palm Beach International Raceway are. But
yeah, the last we heard, they were going to shut it down or something.
But
right?
a warehouse complex there is what I heard.
And then they have a fundraiser or something. We were reading that story on the air, and there were some big names that were trying to get involved to save the track.
Yep.
The one thing I know last night was the last night I think that you could have saw a movie down at the City Place.
Oh, yeah. As of today, that AMC and over there at the Square is no longer.
Yeah. So a couple people were asking me about that because the Comedy Club.
Yeah,
Improv. Well, yeah, the Improv Copper Blues, which was a great spot to watch a live band and get some good food.
What did you say that they were going to put in apartments?
They're doing office buildings.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Office buildings? Okay, yeah.
Yep. They're doing 2, I think, over in that area.
I'm shocked with that. The way companies are today and not, in-house.
Yeah, but you got it. I don't know the last time you were in downtown, but man, it is so different. And all it is just buildings and condos.
Yeah.
And high rises. And so there are a lot of people who are moving into them. So you got to find them jobs. A lot of people are moving up from Miami, Fort Lauderdale area to this way. And not just that, a lot of people are commuting because of the Bright Line. They can live down there and they can come up here and work too.
Oh, true. Yeah. I mean, the Bright Line makes it all that much more possible. I see that they're doing more work on the Bright Line. We've been getting the updates too. They did a ceremony for the Orlando
for the station.
Station opening. What a beautiful complex!
Sure.
Oh my God, that's incredible up there.
Is it next week, the grand opening for Orlando?
I thought they showed the complex, but I don't think they're still going to start running trains until summer, I thought.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit till it actually, quote unquote, opens. I mean, they had like a ceremony, like a ribbon cutting ceremony that they sent us some B-roll for. It was really cool, but they had said some outside shots of it, and it looks like an airport. I mean, the complex is huge, and it's not far from the airport, right?
The Palm Beach one is it's supposed to be supposed to be for the airport,
pretty much,
specifically,
right?
But the Palm Beach one is nice. They're all nice, they really are. But like when you go to the bigger cities like the Miami and stuff, Miami's really nice.
Yeah.
They even have the second floor like a big restaurant bar area that turns into like a nightclub. I mean, they stay open late, and then that's just specifically in the Bright Line station.
Wow.
So I can only imagine because Orlando, it's like the epicenter of Florida, right? So I can only imagine what they're doing.
The one in Boca's nice. I
haven't been in that one yet.
And we were just there a couple of weeks ago. We were doing a live show with our good buddy Sanchez.
Well, no, I saw it from the outside, but I haven't been in the inside of it.
No, my friends have been there, and they said it's beautiful inside and everything like that. Yeah, they do everything top notch.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. I tell you what, I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and
I want to take it.
Yeah,
I definitely do. I want to try it one week. Whether to go down to Brickell or go to a Heat game or whatever, but I definitely want to.
And they do like good deals for those Heat buzzer beater tickets and stuff like that when you go there. And it is absolutely insane how many people. I've been on a train coming from Miami to West Palm. How many people come from West Palm to go down a Miami Heat train because they're all wearing Heat jerseys, and it is a lot of people who go down there for those games.
Well, the thing is too, I'm sure, and everybody I talked to, it's so much easier when you go down to the games. You got to park, the traffic, all that stuff you got to deal with. It's just so much better all around. You get on a train, you go, you get off, and you're get in your car,
and you're right there.
No headaches.
I mean, you're right there as far as going to a Heat game, right?
I've come out of Heat games at night, and it took me 3 hours. Sometimes 2.5 traffic. There's always construction late at night. Always construction late at night. I mean, I can't tell you how many times that it would take me 3 hours, 2 hours and change. And that's a long time.
Yeah, I believe it.
You get right on the train, you get 11:05?
There are times when I've gone down, the last time was to see the Devils, but I've been to a couple other handful of Panthers games, and I mean, getting out of there and it'd be 2 hours on the Sawgrass.
Yeah.
Just to come home. And it's just 2 hours just on one road.
Yeah.
I come on Saturdays for years at Gulfstream, and always an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, the traffic, it's just, like I said, so Brightline is a great, great alternative, and it's a lot of fun. People love it, and it's an experience.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Let somebody else do the driving.
Yeah, that's it. It is the Penthouse. We're always doing a drive-in. You guys are always in our car because we love you guys all the time. Aerosmith tickets we gave away. Francis, we have Francis. We have tickets. I got caught. I got caught on the eve of her big day.
Boy.
What do we have coming up?
Speaking of being in a car, somebody left something in their car, or so I say someone in their car that they shouldn't have, and now he is in big trouble.
Uh-oh.
And we have not a very happy ending for an African gray parrot. And if you never got to go to Holy Land in Orlando, take the Brightline up there eventually, well, guess what? You can't. I'll let you know what it's going to be when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are mostly sunny as we move through our Monday. Nice and warm out there as well, with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Drier air and high pressure now in place, so skies are going to stay dry and cleared for the next several days. A little breezy at times through the day, winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're back in the 80s again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny, fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Rizza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone?
Do flowers have best friends?
I don't know.
Hey, look. Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire the largest injury firm in the world for your injury case? Lots of people hired us. We've collected over $15 billion and won a lot. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The podcast, Silenced, The Radio Murders, explores the unsolved homicides of 3 disc jockeys in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operating base for the CIA.
They were using their newfound freedom and the radio airwaves to ignite a revolution. That's when the killing started.
Listen to Silenced, The Radio Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Give your small business one tech solution that checks all the boxes. It's all here with the Comcast Business Complete Connectivity Solution. It's cyber threat security for peace of mind. Check. The power of the largest, fastest, reliable network for small business. That's a triple box check right there. And save up to 75% a year on your wireless bill with Comcast Business Mobile. Check and cha-ching. It's everything you need to keep your business connected. From the company powered by the next generation 10G network. The complete connectivity solution. Get started for just $49 a month for 24 months when you add mobile. And ask about an $800 prepaid card. Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Ends 5/21/23. Restrictions apply. Requires 2-year agreement, EcoBill, and autopay. New 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Compares weighted average of top 3 carriers. Taxes and fees extra. Reduced speeds after use of monthly data. Savings vary.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Listening to this station on your free iHeartRadio app could put $5,000 in your pocket.
No way, are you kidding me?
Open your app and search this station to be instantly qualified for the cash.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Palm Beach Expressway is up to speed for our Monday drive. Looking good on the Turnpike and at 95 downtown or West Palm. Plenty of streets shut down for Sunfest setup, including Flagler Drive. From Okeechobee Boulevard to Banyan, use Olive or Dixie instead, and make sure you slow down for pedestrians on the ride. That's traffic. I'm Jody Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Reese Windows and Doors.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word HAPPY right now to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
RealRadio921.com. That's win. Enter it now at RealRadio921.com, and good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Hey, it's the Greek from Jimmy's Below Average Condoms. Condoms for below average guys. This time last year, me and my life partner Jimmy released our condoms to America, and 1 year later, we're Amazon's best-selling condom. Each condom comes in discreet packaging, so if one falls out of your pocket when you get home, you can say, babe, I don't know what the hell that is. Every condom comes glow in the dark for all you hard-to-see guys out there, and each condom, for a limited time only, comes in Tom Ford cologne, so you know he or she's going to love you for it.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Business is booming.
Ooh, yes, it is, buddy. It is The Penthouse on a Monday. It looks like we're going to have a nice week of weather. So that's always good because we were so sick of that rain. Man, that rain sucked. Felt like we were in Seattle. It is the Penthouse on a Monday. Gave away Aerosmith tickets today. Always a big prize at 11:45 for you guys because we want to thank you always, guys and girls, for always listening to Real Radio. Spreading madness on 92.1. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And, of course, Francis is here.
Hey, and happy Monday.
And it's time for some stories of Florida.
Florida.
Florida. Did you say
Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Well, I will have a couple videos up for you shortly because there's some that I had seen yesterday, and now they are making the news if you have not seen them yet. Yes, G-Man said we've had terrible weather. The rain was not the big issue on Saturday. The issue was the tornado that went through Palm Beach County. Specifically, it looked like the Palm Beach Gardens area was very messed up. I know Jeremy called in and he said Sanctuary Cove, that's where my sister lives, and a couple of my good friends, and they really, really got beat up. But there's all kinds of footage. One is from somebody who's filming it from their balcony. They live on the Intracoastal Waterway, and you can watch as the tornado forms and then just picks up speeds and just starts hitting through land and crushing through. It's absolutely crazy. So that will be up on the same link. I have a video that, man, it broke my heart because you could hear the dog in the car with him. This guy is going through the tornado with his puppy dog in the car with him. And man, what a scary, scary situation. I'm guessing he's probably not the only one who got stuck in a car during it. But yeah, they said accidentally stuck inside a tornado after it touched down. This was in North Palm Beach. And I will have that up for you shortly. They are saying the guy is okay, but when you watch it and you watch the end of it, you're like, oh my God, is he okay? Because just the way that it kind of abruptly ends, it is super scary. So I will have those up for you shortly. And then, yes, if you wanted to go visit the Holy Land Experience, you're like me, drove by it a few times while you were in Orlando. And we're like, you know what? I wonder what that place is about. I have a feeling it's about the Bible, but you can no longer go there anymore.
Where's this, Orlando?
This is Orlando, yep. Yeah. It was a 15-acre park. I guess it first opened in 2001. I figured it was a lot older than that. And it was opened by Pastor Marvin Rosenthal, and he was the founder of the missionary organization Zion's Hope. He bought the land 1989, 2007. The park was sold to Trinity, and then they held on to it for a bit. But it looks like it was Trinity Broadcasting Network, by the way. They started to struggle. They said when they owned it, the park started to struggle, eventually closed doors in 2021. The biblical park brought in hundreds of people every year for its annual free admission day. The free admission day would allow the organization to keep its tax-exempt status. This is during its run. Well, it looks like Advent Health is going to be taking over, and so this spot is now going to be a hospital. And then next up, we do have, man, I just hate when anything happens to an animal. And this one was a drunk, stupid incident. This woman, Suzanne Mullally, was raging with her husband. They were having a couple drinks, and then they ended up getting in a fight. Well, during that fight, she took it out on her poor African gray parrot. She picked up her .38 caliber handgun and just blasted that poor bird away. They ended up exiting the home after that situation happened. They're still fighting, pushing each other, yelling at each other. Witnesses watched a couple, what they say, tangling. They said that she ended up like dousing him with water too. Luckily, she didn't shoot him. The cops did show up, and both of them were charged with domestic battery, which is just a misdemeanor, and booked into the county jail. But she was also ordered to have no contact with animals, any animal at that, because of what happened to her pet parrot. They said her Glock was also seized, and she's not yet been charged in connection with the parrot killing, which you think you would.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure
right?
there's going to be animal
cruelty
charges coming.
Yeah. But yeah, this isn't their first time. Seems as though just a couple months ago, cops were called at their house again because of an altercation, and also neighbors heard a firearm that was discharged in the backyard during it. So they say the officers who investigated the report backyard shooting noted that there were numerous loaded firearms in plain view of these people. And man, listen, I understand you're allowed to have a firearm, but if you've got rage issues like that, I don't know if it's such a good idea.
No.
And no is right. And then, yeah, a guy decided that he wanted some kava around midnight. So I was like, come on, kid, let's go. Brought his kid with him, Brevard County man. and took him to Flamingo Kava Bar. Well, he did not bring his kid inside of the Kava Bar. Now, I know Kava is not alcohol. It's not necessarily right. I know a lot of people I have heard who are like recovering alcoholics or drug, like a lot of them spend times in Kava Bar and sometimes will go as an alternative for that. Do you have to be 18 or 21 to be in a Kava Bar?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I don't know. And I just say that because
maybe you can go in, but you can't sit at the bar.
I don't know. Yeah, because it's not alcohol.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guy decided that he was going to go and he was going to leave his child in the car while the car was running. Stopped in for a drink. They said it was about 48 minutes, according to the surveillance video. Cops did observe a sleeping child strapped into a car seat. The car was parked in front of the business, and they were like, the guy wasn't even paying attention to see if his kid's okay, because they said that, like, we were going around the car with flashlights and everything, and he did not notice a damn thing as they were assessing the vehicle with the flashlights. They said what was clear, since he didn't notice us, is that there was clear indication that he was not, in fact, monitoring the vehicle from inside the business to make sure his kid was okay. So, of course, he now faces charges of child neglect without great bodily harm and leaving a child unattended in a vehicle with the motor running. And that is your What the Florida.
Great job, Francis. We do it twice a show at 11:05 and 1:05. You guys give us the stories, and we give them back to you. And then you guys can hear them just like we hear them. Do we have time for a caller, Jimmy?
Let's go to break, and then we'll talk to our good friend Jorge on the other side.
Okay, looking forward to that. Always Jorge brings some good content. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Rover's Morning Glory.
There's a story about these conjoined twins. They're two girls. They share one vagina, but they have two heads. One of them is dating, and that's sort of a conundrum. Would you date conjoined twins?
Man, I don't know.
That's kind of kinky.
It's like a half-ass threesome. You got two heads in there, but if it's only one body, so you're still doing one person. It's like you have to put up with twice the drama, Rover, twice the brain power of these chicks.
Yeah, it would be better if they had one head and two vaginas.
Now you're talking.
Rover's Morning Glory.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on Real Radio 92.1 for the Palm Beaches and 101.7 for the Treasure Coast.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are mostly sunny as we move through our Monday. Nice and warm out there as well, with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Drier air and high pressure now in place, so skies are going to stay dry and cleared for the next several days. A little breezy at times through the day, winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're back in the 80s again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by the Tudor Dixon Podcast.
Coming up on the next episode of the Tudor Dixon Podcast, Trent Talbot left a career in medicine to create a book publishing company that encourages children to place God, country, and family ahead of themselves. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Rizza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
And now, a couple of corny facts. Number 1, Florida sweet corn season ends in June. June? What? Why didn't anybody tell me that it was gonna... It's sweet corn season in Florida. Stop on your way home and get some before it's gone.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
The podcast, Silenced, The Radio Murders, explores the unsolved homicides of 3 disc jockeys in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operating base for the CIA.
They were using their newfound freedom and the radio airwaves to ignite a revolution. That's when the killing started.
Listen to Silenced, The Radio Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
And now, a couple of corny facts. Number 1, there are about 800 kernels in each ear of corn. Number 2, an ear of corn always has an even number of rows. And number 3, Florida sweet corn season ends in June. June? What? Why didn't anybody tell me that it was going to...
Oh, well, I guess that's a wrap.
It's sweet corn season in Florida. Stop on your way home and get some before it's gone. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
The internet can be an all-you-can-eat buffet for identity thieves.
So full.
Too many maiden names.
And social security numbers.
Where'd you find those?
By the password bar. Can't miss them.
LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss by monitoring your credit and bank statements. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Hey, this is Franny, and I'm going into the summer more confident than ever because I went to begin a new med spa and received laser hair removal on my bikini line and underarms. So I will have no worries rocking my bathing suit at the beach or on the boat. The treatment has my skin noticeably smoother and hair-free. Laser hair removal is just one of the many things that Begin Anew offers. Feeling drab, not sleeping well, maybe suffering from a low libido? Well, ask them about their optimal wellness program. I've been on the program for over a year, and my body and mind are feeling the best. And right now, it's only $149 with qualifying insurance. If you're looking to drop some pounds before summer, then ask them about their game-changing semaglutide. Their wonderful medical staff will let you know if it's right for you. Begin Anew also has testosterone replacement therapy, body sculpting, and Botox, just to name a few. You can check out all they have to offer, plus their spring specials at beginanewmed.com. And when you book that appointment, let them know that Franny sent you. That's beginanewmed.com.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Palm Beach Expressway is up to speed for our Monday drive. Looking good on the Turnpike and at 95 downtown or West Palm. Plenty of streets shut down for Sunfest setup, including Flagler Drive from Okeechobee Boulevard to Banyan. Use Olive or Dixie instead, and make sure you slow down for pedestrians on the ride. That's traffic. I'm Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Brightline Trains.
There's more of South Florida to see. Ride to white sand beaches in West Palm. Taste new flavors in Boca Raton. Or ride to a night out in Miami. Brightline makes getting around South Florida easier than ever. Book your next ride at GoBrightline.com.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's Elliot in the morning. Rod Ryan Show. Check it in.
It's The Woody Show. All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
The 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
All of the best free curated playlists.
All the rock for all the people.
All of the great podcasts for every interest.
This is Freddie Prinze Jr. from the Wrestling with Freddie podcast.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome. All of your favorite superstars.
It's Pete from Fall Out Boy.
Best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to the Penthouse Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1. Thank you always for listening. We gave away Aerosmith tickets earlier today. Man, we always want to put something in you guys and make you guys be happy because we appreciate you listening all the time. And don't forget, we are home at the Florida Panthers tomorrow night. Big playoff game, Toronto and the Panthers after their huge win over Boston. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good afternoon. That puck drops at 7 p.m. tomorrow night right here on RealRadio921.com or Real Radio 921. And don't forget, you can, we got it on our streaming too, so you can get it on your phone too. Wherever you are, you can catch the Florida Panthers hockey game right here with Real Radio.
Good afternoon, Francis.
Hi, good afternoon. And this is interesting. Our buddy Kyle sent me like a little screenshot from a notification he got from the Four-Letter Network saying that Panthers limit ticket sales in a bid to prevent their arena from being overrun by Maple Leaf fans. They're only selling tickets to U.S. residents.
Okay.
I saw that. I wonder how true that is.
I don't know.
They do that in certain arenas because they don't want it to be still stacked with the other side.
All right.
This guy is a great caller, been a listener for years, and every time he calls, he puts a little pep in my step. And I appreciate him calling today because I know it's got to be a tough day for him. Good afternoon, Jorge.
Good afternoon. Happy Monday to everyone.
You sound good, Jorge. You really do. You sound like you got the squeeze out of the juice today. You sound ready to go.
Oh yeah. I'm all revved up. Yeah. Boy, I'll tell you what. The Bruins, they should have played Swayman in Game 6 and played the Swede in Game 7.
That's what they're saying. The coach said that actually after the game. I don't know if you saw the press conference by Montgomery, the coach of the Bruins. I thought it was very good. Guy was a class act, gave the Panthers a lot of credit, and took every question. I mean, and again, it's a huge upset for hockey and all sports. You know, an 8 seed beats a 1 seed, and obviously the Bruins with the season that they had, which you know. But the coach, I thought the press conference was very good, and he took all the questions.
No, it's all good. The Panthers have a good team this year, so you don't get there and beat the Bruins by being a crappy team.
Yeah, I mean everything fell into place. I mean, but the Bruins were up 3-1, big favorites, and I mean most people thought that they were going to win it all, and the Cup was going to end up in Boston. I know it's got to be very hard for the fans, the organization, obviously the players, but I think walking in, people were like, like Jimmy said, the question was whether or not the Panthers were going to lose. Were they going to get swept? Mm-hmm. That's what everybody was saying. They're gonna, I hope we get one win. And again, Panthers back into the playoffs, and the Bruins have the record for the best record in NHL history. I mean, we're talking a history of the league. So it's a huge upset.
Yep. No, the Panthers have a very talented team, and they click well. So, they looked good. They looked real good,
Yeah, well, like anything else in playoffs, when the team gets hot, if they get hot at the right time, that's it. You know what I mean? You could just take it right through. So we'll see. I mean, they got Toronto next, and that's tomorrow night. And hopefully they continue this winning streak and maybe get it into the finals. Who knows? And maybe get a cup for the first time ever.
Yeah, that would be nice, But, I just thought it was kind of strange that they let that 3-1 series lead slip away.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not over until it's over, so,
And then last night they're up 2-0, the Panthers, and the Bruins come back and take the lead 3-2, and you think that's it. The lights are out, and then they score a goal with a minute change. And, I mean, if you watched it, it was just unbelievable. If you're a Panther fan.
On the edge of my seat.
Oh, I can imagine.
Buddy. Oh, yeah.
Were you watching it with Tom Brady? Did Brady come over to the house or no?
No, Brady didn't come over. No. Hey, you were talking
Giselle
about Aerosmith.
Yeah.
What's that?
Giselle did.
Yeah, during the
Yeah.
Giselle what?
Giselle came over to watch the game with you.
No, she didn't. I wouldn't let her in the house, buddy. Yeah. No.
That's harsh.
That is. I don't know how many men would say that.
You wouldn't let her in the house. Wouldn't let her in the house. That's tough. Not to watch the game. You wouldn't let her in the house.
He's going to call the mayor of Vero and not let her in town.
Wow.
Well, I got scruples. I think I caught him from the Asian girl.
Huh.
All right. What else did you have about Aerosmith?
Oh yeah, Aerosmith. During the mid-'70s, I went into Boston to see the Kinks play.
Okay.
And opening for the Kinks was a local band, Aerosmith. They weren't even famous.
Wow. That's amazing when you can see somebody like that, a group or a performer or a comedian. You know what? You think back and they're like, wow, I remember seeing him or her or whoever, and they just were in the beginning stages, and then they grow up and obviously become an icon group and one of the biggest groups in rock and roll history.
Oh yeah. Hey, who's that singer who sings that song about I get my peaches from Georgia? And,
That's G's favorite, Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Justin Bieber. How's that song go again?
I get my peaches in Georgia. I get my marijuana in California, or something like that.
Okay.
That's it.
Is it or no?
No. There's one more line to it.
Well, go ahead. Tell me.
Okay, it's a lot of people say I have no class. I got my crabs from your sister's ass.
Who hasn't?
That must have been in like the unedited version.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah.
It's a re-released version of the song. I
Yeah. I know Peaches in Georgia. I mean, I know that. The other one, I don't know. All right, but I'm not going to doubt you. I give you credit for getting off the mat today. Your Bruins lose, and you still call. You're a class act, and I always do enjoy your calls, my brother.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I enjoy talking to you guys.
All right, you have a great day.
Take care, Jorge.
What a great guy. I mean, the day after his team loses, and he still calls. Huh, Jimmy? Unbelievable.
Well, he's, Jorge is one of those guys that when it comes to the sports teams, he's always been pretty good with that.
Yeah, it's cool. 877-927-6969. If you got some Sunfest stories, let us know. We're going to come back with a trifecta. We got a couple people on hold. We'll get to you and a lot more in the Penthouse on a Monday. Peace.
Download the app and then take us anywhere. Except maybe there. Get it from your app store. Search for iHeartRadio.
West Palm Beach's #1 music festival is back this May 5th through the 7th. Sunfest welcomes the Killers, Jack Johnson, Ziggy Marley, 311, and more. Sunfest 2023 is a weekend packed with music, food, drinks, attractions, and breathtaking views. VIP 3-day and single-day tickets are available now at sunfest.com. Dance to the rhythm of the music this May 5th through the 7th in downtown West Palm Beach. Sponsored in part by Ideal Nutrition.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are mostly sunny as we move through our Monday. Nice and warm out there as well with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Drier air and high pressure now in place. So skies are going to stay dry and clear for the next several days. A little breezy at times through the day, winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're back in the 80s again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by the Tudor Dixon Podcast.
Coming up on the next episode of the Tudor Dixon Podcast, Trent Talbot left a career in medicine to create a book publishing company that encourages children to place God, country, and family ahead of themselves. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach, open 7 days a week. Beautiful ladies, 5-star menu. And this Friday, May 5th, it's Cinco de Mayo party like you've never seen before. Tequila shots plus taco specials and lime jello wrestling. It's Cinco de Mayo only like Monroe's could do. Friday, May 5th. Put it in your calendar. Plus tequila shots and taco specials. Where do you want to celebrate Cinco de Mayo? It's Monroe's. Peace.
What's cooler than cool? Casper's new cooling mattress. Say hello to the snow. Engineered with advanced snow technology for 5 degrees cooler sleep all night. Visit casper.com/stores and experience the cooling features for yourself at a Casper sleep shop near you. Casper, for the love of sleep. Exclusions apply. See casper.com/promo.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Give your small business one tech solution that checks all the boxes. It's all here with the Comcast Business Complete Connectivity Solution. It's cyber threat security for peace of mind. Check. The power of the largest, fastest, reliable network for small business. That's a triple box check right there. And save up to 75% a year on your wireless bill with Comcast Business Mobile. Check and cha-ching. It's everything you need to keep your business connected. From the company powered by the next generation 10G network. The complete connectivity solution. Get started for just $49 a month for 24 months when you add mobile. And ask about an $800 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 5/21/23. Restrictions apply. Requires 2-year agreement, EcoBill, and autopay. New 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Compares weighted average of top 3 carriers. Taxes and fees extra. Reduced speeds after use of monthly data. Savings vary.
We're Storm Smart. Here in Florida, that's a name people trust. For over 26 years, we've been making storm catcher screens, the leading hurricane safety product on the market, protecting over 90,000 Florida homes in communities just like yours. And while storms may come and go, one thing's for sure, Storm Smart's here to stay. Day in and day out, we'll be here, working harder to make sure you can breathe a little easier. SMART is protecting our community, today and tomorrow.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
What you've heard about probiotics is probably wrong. I eat yogurt, so I don't need to take a probiotic.
Probiotics? They don't really work.
It's time to learn the truth about probiotics from Align, the probiotic brand recommended by gastroenterologists 2 times more than any other probiotic brand. Align has probiotics to naturally help relieve occasional bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort. Try Align for a month and see how great a healthy gut can feel at AlignProbiotics.com.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 3.5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. ramp.com/free.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Palm Beach Expressway is looking good on the Monday drive. Watch out for a broken down vehicle. This is 95 South. It's on the ramp to Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. Center lane of your off ramp there is blocked. That's traffic. I'm Jody Stewart.
This report is sponsored by the Tudor Dixon Podcast.
Coming up on the next episode of the Tudor Dixon Podcast, Kyle Olson joins the show to talk about the madness at Michigan State University. On the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Monday. Hope you guys are having a good afternoon. Don't forget, after us, it is the News Junkie, Rover, and then Lex and Terry for nighttime. Jimmy, good afternoon.
Hello, and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hello, hello.
And it's time for the last trifecta of the day.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
All right, the Marlins had a good weekend, and April's in the books, and they were above 500, 16-13, 3 games over, and Sunday, nice crowd in Miami, over 20,000. That was one of the 3 big things that happened on yesterday. Number 2, in order, as I feel, the Miami Heat went up to the Garden and beat the Knicks 108-101. Bad news today. Jimmy Butler's ankle seems to be bad. Hopefully he plays Wednesday, but we don't know. But a big game by the Heat playing the Knicks. The Knicks were up by 5 at halftime, 12 in the second quarter, but Jimmy Butler and the Heat came back. Some unbelievable passes by Kevin Love, full court passes that led to layups, and the Heat win 108-101. And there has been 6 games that the Heat have been in the playoffs. God bless you.
Thank
and they
you.
have won 5.
Thank you.
5 out of 6. And they have made the rent pay because I got to tell you, they are making people money. So hats off to the Heat. They are playing Wednesday, and then they play Saturday at 1 o'clock matinee game down in South Beach. And so much to do this weekend. Cinco de Mayo Friday. You got the Formula One races. You got Sunfest. It is packed in South Florida this weekend with things to do. And then the Florida Panthers played last night in a Game 7 in Boston, and most people thought the Panthers were going to lose this series, and maybe 4-1. But nobody thought they were going to actually win. They went up to Boston and won the game 3-2. They were trailing, got a goal with a minute and change left, went into OT, and then get a victory. Unbelievable for the Panthers, for their fans, and for the franchise. One of the biggest wins in their history. So hats off to the Florida Panthers. And if you like the Panthers, you want to listen to them, guess what? In the playoffs, Real Radio is going to have them on. And the puck drops tomorrow night, 7 o'clock against Toronto. Hats off to the Panthers. They did it. 4-3, huge upset. If you had the Florida Panthers in the series, guess what you're doing today? You are going shopping or doing something for yourself or buying a fat cigar or doing something, planning a trip because they were huge underdogs. Hats off to the Panthers. They did it. And that is your last trifecta of the day. And Greek's Trifecta is always sponsored by Tequila 512. Peace.
So we work for a pretty darn good company here at iHeartRadio, but LinkedIn decided that they want to come up with their own list. They didn't ask us about this, but they're coming up with their own list of the best companies to work for. And you're probably thinking, you know what, I work for a really good company too. But this is just overall, and we're talking about nationwide companies. We can play, if you would like, a little bit of a guessing game. Let me just find these topics that I put in here. I don't know what happened, but when I find the article. But who do you think would have made the list?
Pornhub.
Pornhub. How did you know?
Jimmy! Wow. I guess you read the article. You read the article. Pornhub, huh? Wow.
That should be easy. Cameraman, sound guy.
Oh, boy.
Actor.
I mean, I know it's your dream job, but.
You could be moonlighting. Is it on the list? Did it make the list?
No.
Really? Wow.
No?
I thought so. Wynn Casino.
No, but I think you guys are all naming your companies you want to work for.
We're not supposed to.
No.
General.
Okay.
No.
Google?
What's next?
Google?
So normally you do have the Googles. No, that's not. It's not a bad guess, G-Man. So
Meta?
I have the top 5 companies right here.
Can you give us a little bit of a hint, like areas, maybe?
Are they in tech?
Some yes, and a lot of banking too.
Nice.
And this, by the way, the number 1 is the 3rd year in a row. The number 1 place most want to work in the U.S. according to LinkedIn.
Well, getting away from those hints, I'm going to go, how about Disney?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if
that covers so many different.
I know. I don't know if they want to be like, part of the mix now that our governor's going after them. I'm just kidding. No, it's not in there. I will tell you a lot of 1, 2, 3 banking.
Really?
Yep.
So
I have to look and see.
Bank of America.
So I have to look and see what this one company is because I have never heard of it.
Wells Fargo?
Bank of America is number 4. Wells Fargo is number 2.
Wow. Thank God they got my money. I'm glad everybody's happy here. That's where my cash is. Wells Fargo, Bank of America?
I think there's probably a couple. I don't know if we would know, but TD?
No.
I mean, if we're going to stick on the banking ones. Because outside of that, I think there's a couple of them that are considered banks, and I don't really know their names.
The Dutch Bank of York?
That's the one. That's the one I was thinking of. That was the one I was thinking of.
No?
Thanks for pulling that one out for me, Greek.
That's all right. I mean, every once in a while, that's what I do.
So I will help you out. At number 3, J.P. Morgan
JB Morgan
yes.
in the house.
And then at number 5 is Alphabet.
Alphabet?
Now, are you familiar with Alphabet?
I've heard of it, but I...
Like ABCs?
Like the ABCs, yes. So it is. Yes, it's called Alphabet. I'm not really familiar with it. I just had to go on, and it starts with G is for Google.
They have 26 stores.
Wow. I like that, buddy. I went for that for a minute. I went for the head fake. I go, ooh, that's nice. 26 stores, 26 letters. Mingada.
So it's weird. So when you go to Alphabet's website, it does start with G is for Google. So do they own Google? I don't know. If somebody if knows what Google or what Alphabet is, please let us know.
Alphabet with a B-I-T at the end, right?
Alpha.
Is that sort of because it's a tech?
Could it be the
No,
soup?
it's spelled B-E-T.
B-E-T? Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Could it be the soup company? Alphabet soup? No?
Yeah.
No.
Soup company.
It's not. That's Campbell's. Yes, it's not.
Oh, okay.
I did love alphabet soup growing up. I did, but yeah, it's not.
Did you used to spell stuff in your soup?
Of course I did.
Yeah.
They say it's a American multinational technology conglomerate holding company headquartered in Mountain View, California.
So out of the top 5, is there any more that you can see?
So they do. They got Google and other companies like what?
Oh, okay. Do you see any other companies that we may know, or did you just list the top 5?
I can find more than the top 5. I am sure of it. But yeah, I just had the 5 on the list that I have. But here we go. These are the 25. No, we want to go to the U.S. We're at 2023 LinkedIn top U.S. Verizon made the top on there too. Top companies. Let's see. I'm going on the Today Show website because I had to search. So only the link that I had only had the top 5 on it, G-Man.
Verizon, all right. Another big company. How about Apple?
I'm still looking.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I said the only one I had was a top 5 list.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I'm still digging, to see if I can find more on there.
If you work for a great company, call us, 877-927-6969. Also, Sunfest this week. Do you have a Sunfest memory? I have one. I lost my product glasses last year. Still
It's
looking
not
for
a good memory, though. What
but
about
it's
a
a
happy
memory.
one? What about a happy memory?
I've been at Sunfest many times with Francis, Jimmy, also Real Radio for years. We used to do a lot of shows there. A lot of good memories there. They got good pretzels. I am a pretzel king.
All right, here we go. We have AT&T at number 6. United Health Group at number 7. G-Man Apple at number 8.
All right.
ThoughtWorks at number 9, which is also information technology. A lot of these are tech and banking, right? Kaiser Permanente, hospitals and healthcare at number 10. Then you got Boeing, aviation.
I would think Starbucks might make it because they always seem like they're doing so much for their employees and, making them happy and, and all that stuff. But
Comcast at 13.
I was going to say Comcast. That was going to be my next guess.
Really?
Comcast at 13. Then you got banks.
No, I haven't screened it yet.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Walt Disney Company at 19, G-Man.
Okay.
Walt Disney, or no, Jimmy said that.
Jimmy said no.
Jimmy did. Walt Disney Company at number 19. But yeah, a lot of aerospace, tech, and banking, it looks like. You got UPS at 21, FedEx at 22. They're back to back.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
It's amazing, some of these companies, like you said. You just never, and you don't know what the criteria is, for what, who made the list. And maybe it's just, I'm sure, surveys by employees who work there. And they went by them, like, what did you think of the company? 877-927-6969 if you have a company that you work for.
Yeah, so they talk about career growth, how employees are advancing both within a company and when they leave, as well as how they're upskilling while employed there. They also look deeper, considering factors like tenure, attrition, and layoffs. Companies that have laid off 10% or more of their workforce over the past 15 months are not eligible for this. Some companies on the list have faced layoffs below that threshold. And they said, in our supporting coverage, we look at what to consider before taking a job at an effect employer. So they do have a few things that they looked at to come up with this list.
Very interesting. Jimmy, do we have somebody on hold?
We do. We have Chuck on the line. Chuck, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Chuck. How are you, pal?
What's up, buddy?
I'm good. Alphabet is the parent company of Google. And the way that they came up with that is because Google stands for Googleplex, which is a bunch of numbers, and Alphabet is a bunch of letters. And, the parent company of Google is Alphabet, and they have holdings in all kinds of things like artificial intelligence, and they're part owner in SpaceX and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Thank you so much.
I always just thought Google was its own entity, right? I just thought that for some reason I thought that, but you're right. They have Nest, Calico, Google Capital. They have all kinds of things under the Alphabet corporation.
How about that? Well, thank
Yeah.
you, Chuck. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate it, buddy.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for listening.
Uh-huh.
It is the Penthouse on a Monday all week long. Sunfest memories. If you have some, let us know. Maybe it was a group that you saw. There are people who have met at Sunfest who got married and then eventually got a divorce. I mean, just let us know any good memory you have. Jimmy, I know you got a memory about a guy who found something in his walls.
Well, this guy found something, and it was a good memory up until a certain point, but in the end, it still wasn't so bad. So a guy was overjoyed when he found about $47,000 hidden in old Nesquik cans while removing his furniture, renovating, I should say, his future retirement home, but felt disappointed after trying to cash in the loot. Now, this is what happened to Tony Pinerio. He was doing some construction work on his house. He bought in Spain, actually. This is where this happened. When he made the amazing discovery, he found 6 canisters stuffed with cash worth about $47,500 hidden in the walls of the property. Great thing, right?
It's
Great
awesome.
find, you know. But his joy was short-lived as the cash was in Spanish pesetas. That I don't know if that's how pesetas. Is that how you say that? Apparently, an old currency that they used to use in Spain, which ceased to be legal in 2002 when the euro took over, and of course, the monetary unit of the European Union was adopted in the country. So, in fact, Mr. Pinerio tried cashing in the money he found. He discovered that some of the notes were so old he couldn't change them in for euros.
Okay.
You know, they were just outdated. Apparently, there was a time limit as to when you could cash in the old bills and convert those over into euros. And a bunch of them weren't. The good news is, though, in the end, about 2/3 of the money was.
Oh, that's good.
So he could. So he ended up walking away with about $30,000.
Huge score.
Which is great. And just found money, too, right? So he was renovating the house, and he was able to put a new roof on because of it. So,
That's fantastic.
You know, it's nice when you find a little good. It ends up being. It wasn't as much as he originally found, but hey, what the heck?
That's awesome. 30,000. Who would want 30,000?
How about that?
That's a real find, if you're asking me.
Yeah, it is.
You're doing a renovation,
And that's the thing, like you said, like because I saw this story earlier today too, and how some of the money was no longer like he wasn't able to. But wouldn't you kind of look into it because sometimes old money can be worth something too?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess from that standpoint, like from a collector standpoint,
Yeah.
it might be worse. He said he was going to hold on to it.
I would.
Yeah, because there's no reason to get rid of it. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't go anything that. But I don't know if it would be the same. So like U.S. coins and old dollar bills. And when I say dollar, I mean any denomination from the past here in the United States. And we have old ones that obviously hold a lot of value because of how limited they were. I don't know. Maybe it would. I don't know if it's the same in something like that with another type of currency.
And speaking of currency and getting some money, I know Jimmy brought up that settlement, that settlement Facebook one, $725 million.
Yeah.
And I just filled out my thing. It's easy to do, but yeah, if you haven't submitted your claim for a piece of the $725 million, Facebook has agreed to pay in a class action privacy lawsuit. Well, you still have time. In fact, you've got about 4 months until the claim deadline, which is August 25th, 2023. You can submit an application online or by mail. And they say, to be more specific, not all Facebook users are eligible. But there are more than 100 million, so most likely are.
If you had a Facebook account between May 24th of 2007 to December 22nd of 2002, you can file a claim online or download the form to mail in. I also noticed yesterday that if you look in your history of like what your recent of what's going on your account, they had it in there.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they actually had a link that you could click on in order to do that. But yeah, I also filed mine already online. And let's see, somewhere here I should have it. Facebook user privacy settlement.com /# submit-claim. So real easy website to remember.
Just do Facebook user privacy settlement.com.
You'll find it.
Yeah.
But,
even if you Google the Facebook settlement, it'll get you to the right place.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I did. But you got some time. You got 4 months to do so. And I mean, you might only get a few bucks, but it's a few bucks that you didn't have.
That's what they're saying. We get maybe about $8 out of it. It's kind of
depending on how many people, right? Sign up.
Well, that's the thing, right?
For the settlement.
It's a $725 million settlement that Franny had mentioned, and apparently they're saying it'll go between 250 or so million users. ballpark. So,
Yeah.
if every one of those was to sign up for it, then that's what you would end up getting.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do it because I've never been on Facebook. I'll send it to them. They'll go, you don't get anything, Greek. But it's your opportunity to get some cash. Who doesn't want cash, people? Who doesn't want cash?
Speaking of cash, we'll give away cash in about 10 minutes.
That's
$1,000
right.
in your hand, $1,000 we're trying to give you. I mean, literally, we're just handing it right over to you. You just have to go to our website, realradio921.com. After you hear that keyword, that Rover is going to give you, I don't know, maybe around like 2:05 coming up in about 10 minutes.
And we had a winner last week. It happens. We had a winner from Real Radio. Let's get another one. The Panthers pulled off a big one. Let's pull off one big one for our Real Radio listeners.
Pull it off, baby.
Jimmy's in the house. Always a good job. Always brings it every single day. Thank you for all your help with the blog, with the contest. What you do behind the scenes is amazing, and what you bring to the microphone, can't thank you enough.
Well, thank you very much, Greek. And go to realradio921.com. Look under the Penthouse blog, and you'll see a woman who took what looks like a baseball bat or a piece of wood, super long, and starts whacking this robot. Because apparently she was very unhappy with the service that she was getting at this hospital. Apparently over there they use these robots to
It's a customer service robot. Yeah,
to help check people in and whatnot. And she went ballistic on it. So you can go check out that video at realradio921.com. Thank you, Greek. Thank you, Franny, and thank you for tuning in.
Franny, great job today, as always, with everything you do. Obviously, you handle the text line, everything you bring to the scenes, behind the scenes, and in front of the microphone, and great attitude and great personality that you bring every day.
Oh, wow.
And you are my inspiration when I wake up.
Okay, enough.
Okay, sorry.
While you're at Real Radio, thank you, G-Man. And while you're at Real Radio 921, I did post a video of the guy who turned his jet ski into a motorcycle, and also the crazy videos that I saw over the weekend of those tornadoes in Palm Beach Gardens. Like we said, we don't have any reports of any major injury. Let's please keep it that way. But it is nuts. That's realradio921.com/thepenthouse. Thank you so much, Jimmy. Thank you, G-Man. And thank you. You got any parting words, Greek?
They say whatever you're doing at New Year's Eve at 12 o'clock is an indication of what you'll be doing the rest of the year. So think about that.
Huh.
What were you doing 12 o'clock on New Year's Eve? I was
drinking.
Over the weekend.
It's probably hammered.
Indication I'm going to be doing that for the rest of the year. And I was celebrating a win, too.
Wow. All right, so
New
it's
Year's
good.
Eve, yeah.
So you got a lot of good things coming
So
out
I'm
your way.
going to be winning, and I'm going to be drunk while I'm doing it.
It's awesome.
Perfect.
Sounds like a plan.
It's a plan. Have a great day, everybody. Meow.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are mostly sunny as we move through our Monday. Nice and warm out there as well, with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Drier air and high pressure now in place, so skies are going to stay dry and clear for the next several days. A little breezy at times through the day, winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're back in the 80s again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Reese Windows and Doors.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word HAPPY right now to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world, Morgan & Morgan.